2, 1, and we're live! Hello all, and welcome back to the Invictus stream. My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with my illustrious friend, Chris.
Sparkle, sparkle.
My junior friend, Justin.
Hi there.
My loving friend, Mycl. Oh. And we are back with Draghiscu'S Secret, Game 1, Part 6! Oh yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited to be here on this Wednesday night that we just had to start a little early. That's right. This is the first time in forever we started at 7:59. So if you're strolling in late to the party thinking that we weren't here, ha! Showed you. We are so excited to be here. It is, of course, as always, an 18+ show. Please make sure that you keep your hands and feet inside the cart at all times, and make sure any small children leave the room before I move my head and reveal 2 lesbians masturbating. This is, of course, Draghiscu'S Secret, a homebrew D&D campaign for 5e that our man Mycl has put together.
Not without a little help from you guys. I did post some polls before we started.
Yeah, we tried a game where it was just Mike playing by himself, and it was just depressing.
It was a little depressing.
I don't know. I thought it went pretty well.
Yeah, but he kept seducing himself and then falling for it, and then he'd walk into the other room and make some disturbing sounds and come back. So it wasn't the best.
Would you not, with all of this, would you not fall for yourself too?
Let me tell you, I have a few times. So yeah, this is D&D 5e with a community-contributed campaign. If you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you give it a thumbs down, that's fine, but tell us why. It's always easy to thumbs down and move past. It's a lot tougher to explain why you're not too happy about what you're doing. We, of course, do this for free. We don't get paid for this, so this is something that we just do because we like spreading joy and entertaining you guys. So maybe at the very least, if you don't like it, it doesn't deserve a thumbs down. If you are on Twitter, go ahead and follow us. We are at Invictus Stream. My boy Justin has been tweeting his thumbs off lately, nonstop, to the friends and followers of the Invictus Stream. Oh shit, that's embarrassing. Well, not as bad as my little thumbs. So, but yeah, tweeting his thumbs off, following people. So if you like Twitter, go ahead and check out our Twitter feed. There's a lot of great people we follow on there, Kickstarters and whatnot. And most importantly, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and like the Facebook page. That's, well, the Facebook page is what promotes us and lets your friends see that you like it. And then join the Facebook group. The Facebook group is where you can start conversations about asking for advice, ideas for campaigns, sharing your favorite movies. Today I shared a post about my favorite movie theme songs because I was watching, what was I watching? Oh, I was watching Cool Runnings on Monday. And the song reminded me of the theme from Rocketeer, which was one of my favorite theme songs of all time, and that made me want to reminisce and listen to some of my others. So anything, I mean, that's what it's all about. Now, of course, today is May the 4th. So may the 4th be with you. Live long and take the ring to Mordor, Gandalf. And
this is all you're looking for.
Now you have a reason for your dislikes.
Pissing off every geekdom at once. What?
I found out yesterday that a parsec is a measurement of distance, not time. But maybe
Yes,
it's a different galaxy, so maybe that's
so it's okay. Well, no. Wait, is it? Yeah, different galaxy, far away galaxy, long time away. Oh god, that's embarrassing.
In a galaxy
far away.
Far away. Long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Long time ago in a galaxy far away.
We got there. We got there.
Well, I thought it was Mordor, so I think we're all around embarrassed. No, I'm just kidding. I always love those memes.
One of the other gentlemen I worked with today showed up with a Star Trek shirt on, which I gave him a big high five for, and then
and then beat him up.
But he took it off and had Star Wars underneath. So I was like, whose campsite are you on?
Oh, that would have been funny just to be a jerk. So yes, it is of course May the 4th. Unfortunately, we don't have anything Star Wars, but if you did something Star Wars today, go ahead and share it on the Facebook group. We love hearing about that kind of stuff. I want to do a, well no, we'll do this first actually. If you join the Facebook group and you have conversations, we reward every week a most valuable post. That's right. That's the post that prompted the best discussion, maybe took the most effort to edit us into some lewd positions. It's a variety of different things that we basically want to single someone or some people out and say, you put a little extra effort in, here's a little extra XP. And of course, XP is something that you can spend during a live stream to change the way we play. So
but only if you're on our Facebook group.
But only if you're on the Facebook group. You want to be cool, don't you? All the cool kids are doing it.
Speaking of all the cool kids, I just want to show you guys just how much we have in the archives of Invictus Stream members. This is all Invictus Stream member pages. Every time I print it, it is 7 pages long now.
Wow.
And growing fast.
So not only do we do this for free, Justin is very much in debt for ink.
And we are putting trees to death.
That's right.
Yeah, and the first 6 pages of that is just Bob Lyle's XP. So that's how so yes, when you join the Facebook group, you get XP, and one of the ways you reward that is with the most valuable post. So, without further ado, the winner of this week's most valuable post is Mr. Brian Walbridge.
What?
Yeah, a new member for his post on advice for his zombie apocalypse campaign. I guess he found us through YouTube, one of the games that we played, and he was checking it out, and he liked the way we played it, so he actually messaged us, I believe, on YouTube first, and I said, well, come over to the on the page first, and he said, come over to the group, and he posted, and 20 answers later, I feel like he got enough kind of information to maybe help him or maybe hinder him. Who knows? But that's the point, right? That's what we're here for. Not just us, but everybody. We're here because we love the... Oh, I was going to say sport. Because we love the sport. Not really.
I think it is a sport. This is a sport.
Okay, guys,
is
come on.
poker a sport?
Chess is a sport,
Chess
they
is a
say.
sport.
They say.
They say.
We could consider it like oral jousting, and then that just sounds fun.
Oral.
I'm going to say it's a hobby. I'm going to say it's a pastime. I'm going to say I hold it in the highest regards, but unless someone wants to convince me otherwise, I'm not sure about sport yet. But I don't know. Maybe it is.
Maybe it's like, you know, the Great Gatsby sport, you know.
Well,
this is a great sport, great sport.
But I guess, But I guess sports need to be competitive, do they not? Like even chess, you have an opponent.
Me and you kind of have something going on.
But that's just sexual tension, and the people come back for that. Our wives love it. Yeah, so well done, Brian. Again, it's as easy as that, guys. Just having the gumption to come out and post something that you want to talk about and have people respond to it, whether it be asking for help, offering help. I mean, this is a community of friends, and I hold you guys in the highest regard for that. I think every one of you is fantastic people. On that note, we're going to open up that note and dive in for a second and then shut it and be locked in there forever. I do want to do a very special shout-out and thank you to the Invictus community stream. That's right, the Invictus community stream had their premiere episode this past Saturday, International Tabletop Day. They filmed it the night before. It was a whopping 5 hours. And also, for anyone who watched the whole thing in one sitting, well done. Because it was very long. I'm surprised most people watched 3 hours, let alone 5. But that was in no way too long, if anything, too short, because I watched a good chunk of that. And these guys were fantastic role players. They had fantastic banter between the 4 of them, because one was GMing. And a huge shout out to Bob Lyle for being a fantastic GM. He knew his stuff. It put us to shame. So if you guys got to check that out, go to YouTube, Invictus Community Stream page. There's a few links to find it, but you can always search it through YouTube or through our YouTube page. And watch the video. It was fantastic. And it was Vampires the Masquerade, which was a very cool game that maybe we one day will play. Although it'll have to be well after they played theirs because it was highly successful. So again, thank you to Mark, Sam, Mike, Chris, and Bob, of course. Well done, guys. The first ever Invictus community stream, a smash hit. Yeah, you guys did a fantastic job. Chris Lawrence is currently on the market, or on the prowl, I should say. Not really, because he's setting up the list right. He's on the prowl, everyone. No, he's currently setting up the next roster for the next game, which I believe most of the people have already been picked. But if you want to come in to the next game, go ahead and send an email to invictuscommunitystream@gmail.com. Chris will answer it there, and he will get back to you about when you can be added to the next game. And I believe they're going to start, I think sometime this month, they're going to be doing another game. So everyone stay tuned for that kind of stuff, because that's what it's all about, right? Community.
Community.
Community, bro. Community. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Bro.
Yo, bro.
Last week I could not spell football player, but this week I are one.
What?
Bugs Bunny, I think.
Well, that's good. So yeah, so there you go. That's I mean the majority of what I had to say. I know we are anxious to get into the game. So unless there's any quick topics for discussion, I'm going to throw it to Justin. Does anyone else have anything else to say first? Just so Justin doesn't talk yet. Oh yeah, you'll notice Frank the Frame is still a little bit hungry. Still waiting for a little bit of food to feed him. However, as a backup, I have something coming for myself. So if no one feeds him, he's going to get fed no matter what. Don't you worry. He's a big boy. He'll feed himself. But, of course, if you ever want to see something that you've drawn or something that you admire, just something you think is funny, message me or put a post on the stream. I'll send you the address, and you can send something to us. I'm not even holding it. And I'll put it right here. No, and you can send it to us, and we'll put it right there for a little bit of background. You'll also get a shout-out, of course. If it's artwork you did originally, then we'll mention your Twitter and things like that. Because, again, guys, this is all about that community. Like
what if someone sends you like a digital picture frame that changes, so they actually have like 50 on there? Would that be a problem? Would that be against the rules?
No. They're smart, and they beat the system, and I applaud them. Because that is... Fake applaud them, obviously. It would be...
What do you mean? We want to put the together.
Yeah. We do this for free. We can't afford real applause.
And our hands would be so sore the amount that we clip up.
The amount I click that button, it's always me, just so you know. It's always me. It's just me clicking it nonstop. Even when I, pretend, and I'm like, oh, shoot.
Oh, Aisha says there's something they're sending. We just haven't got it yet.
Oh, wow. Sounds like something. Oh, I'm all excited now. I got warmth in my crotch has a headache. I'm excited. That's not mine, by the way. That's the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which I thought was one of the. I love the show, and it was one of the funniest lines from the series. She was talking about when she was a kid, and she was like attracted to some TV host or something like that. I can't remember. And she's like, "Remember, you used to watch that, and your crotch would get a headache." I thought that was so fucking funny because it took me a second. I was like, "What? Oh my god." Anyway, enough about that. I am good to throw it off to Justin for a quick recap of what happened last week, and then we'll throw it to Mike for the start of this game. Mr. Justin Thomas James. I cannot hear you, my friend, so instead, I will read out what he sent me, and it will be a recap of last game while he sets up his computer and Chris mutes his microphone. Here we go. Last week, on Part 5 of Draghiscu'S Secret, our trio of vampire hunters uncovered some vital information. Danu, the owner and operator of the general goods store, has been helping Draghiscu track down willing villagers to become blood donors for the Dark Ruler's Legion of Vampires. Ooh. After interrogating this Danu, Erwin, Nietzsche, and Enti have put together a plan. First, learn the symbol that constrains vampires to a single room. Second, speak with villagers who have agreed to let the vampires feed on them and convince them otherwise. And third, gather every bit of vampire maiming equipment they can find and convert the inn into the deadliest vampire death trap the realm has ever seen. That was last week, and that was written by Justin. I'm sure he would have read it twice as slow, but you know what? That's where we're at. So that was what happened last week. I know Justin's having a bit of trouble, so I'm going to invite him again.
We also cut an imp's wings off. That was a pretty big deal. And we did it in such a way that wasn't very becoming of gentlemen.
It wasn't. And last week, as soon as we ended the stream, I thought of a very specific joke that only would have worked if the imp had gray poo, and for some reason you asked what to the next question, and I would have been like, gray poupon.
What? Gray poupon?
And I would have been like, gray poupon you.
And
then you would have gone like this, or then I reach over and take the poop off your shoulder. Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, that terrible joke is brought to you by Wayne's World, which I also saw last week, which I never got, and I don't think I get that joke, because they come up to a stop sign, and he's like, roll down the window, and the very stuffy-looking gentleman rolls down the window, and Wayne goes, do you have any gray poupon? And then he rolls up, and then they drive away laughing.
Well, because I think it's just like he's joking because he looks so stuffy, and that's like the most stuffy food you can eat.
I guess, but like, because
it's Wayne's World. It wasn't like comedic.
Yeah, but you know what? Rewatching it, it holds up well. Wayne's World is very good, especially that whole the scene where they do the trademark where they're like don't want to be sellouts, and they're like, oh, I don't know about that, but I just don't want to be a sellout. And then all of a sudden, yeah. Very, very, very funny. And I don't think I've ever seen a movie do it.
You know what's funny? Coming back to that, they kind of were like the first podcasters, in a way, because that's what their whole show was.
That's true.
That's true.
Like before there was internet.
Justin's back. Hey! Justin just messaged me and says, "Worst comes to worst, you can read the synopsis."
It came to words.
I didn't have. I had the heart to tell you. It wasn't even a second before you left. I just went into it. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
I'm sure. No, it's fine.
But we applauded and thought it was very well written.
You could do what Harlan does. Whenever he drops out and comes back, he just acts like we didn't do anything the entire time, and just he does everything we did.
When I go to sleep, the world stops. So the world. All right. The stream's gone. Oh, okay, it's back. There you go.
Everyone on Facebook page is posting the original Grey Poupon commercial where it comes from.
Oh,
so
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
I didn't know. There you go.
Because let's face it, it was a stuffy sort of thing, and they didn't have any like. Excuse me, sir. Do you know where the closest Baton Rouge is? I think.
I get it. Well, the guy in the movie looks also like the guy in the commercial, so that makes so much sense. Whoever did that, thank you. You've opened my mind to a whole joke I never understood. It's funny, there are certain things I remember. I'm a huge fan of the Far Side too, and there was always this. There's a few comics I never got as a kid in Far Side, but there's one specific comic I never got, and it's two mountain climbers, and they're pointing to a big empty crater, and they said because it's not there, and I never got it. Well, now I get it now because I actually my dad had to explain it. I was like, I don't get it because it's not there, and he's like, well, and then he told the story about because it's there, that's why they climbed it. But there are certain jokes that, see, I think nowadays, and sorry, this is a very short rant, but I think nowadays movies, that's, I think, especially when it comes to comedies, I think that's one of the pitfalls of nowadays comedies, is they don't have humor where you kind of have to, like, listen and think about it for a second. It's very obvious, it's very blunt, it's very in your face. And to go back to Kimmy Schmidt, that's why I really like that one, because there's very many things in Kimmy Schmidt that I totally missed. Because I was not listening in the same way that I should have been. So, rant over. Justin, why don't you redo the synopsis so we can ramp up to the game?
And we can hear it in your voice.
All right, let me just pull it up here. Okay, so getting into the game, we're ready. Any more Kimmy Schmidt rants or anything else on the way?
No.
All right. Last week, on Part 5 of Draghiscu'S Secret, our trio of vampire hunters uncovered some vital information. Danu, owner and operator of the Vandenberg General Goods Store, has been helping Draghiscu track down willing villagers to become blood donors for the Dark Ruler's Legion of Vampires. After interrogating this Danu, Erwin, Nietzsche, and Enti have put together a plan. First, learn a symbol that constrains vampires to a single room. Second, speak with villagers who have agreed to let the vampires feed on them and convince them otherwise. And third, gather a bit of vampire maiming equipment that they can find and convert Samku's Talanin into the deadliest vampire death trap that the realm has ever seen. And now we're going to hand it over to the illustrious DM, Mycl.
So we continue. On the 27th day of the 3rd month In the year of our Lord, 1642, may they guide us in their wisdom and bring us good fortunes. Back to you. You basically summarized everything, so it's good. You
Perfect.
left off in the kitchen of Sanku's Talon, deciding that this was your plan of action.
Okay. Well, seems to me we need to gather resources as the first thing. Is it nighttime again, Mike? I think it was coming up on night, wasn't it?
It was coming up on night, yes.
So we're staying for the night. Was the vampire coming to feed this night, or... Justin, do you remember? You know how there was the two couple waiting for the vampires to feed on them?
No, I think it's going to be in a few nights.
Okay, good. So in which case, we might as well go to bed and wake up in the morning to get started. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
I mean, some things we need is the blood of a recently deceased man. Be very
But I also think that can be used kind of as a last-minute resort, because didn't we discuss, isn't it, like, dies pretty quick? Like, it loses its thing pretty quick?
Right, we need to go kill someone and then use it.
Do we want to just do it innocently?
Yeah, that'd be more convenient. Although there are a lot of evildoers.
What time did you say it was? It's almost night?
I believe it was getting to be sundown, and that's why you ended up back at the inn.
Well, then maybe we should use this night to our advantage. Don't we know that Danu was going to meet the two... I missed the names, by the way, I forgot, of the two people that we met in the that were planning on being converted.
Yep, it was Ayla and Nathaniel.
Ayla and Nathaniel?
Yes.
Sounds like a Jamaican Nathaniel. Nathaniel!
Nathaniel.
Okay, so Ayla and Nathaniel were planning on being bitten this night. Is that not correct?
Not just maybe a few nights, apparently.
Right.
And we wanted to change, let them believe that they need to wait here. Actually, that's what we are going to change it to, right? Have the messenger go and talk to the vampires to tell them that the feeding will take place in the inn.
Yeah. Okay. There's nothing we should do this night, though. I feel like we can't waste any nights now that Danu knows too. I don't know how well Draghiscu has his hooks in these people. I have no idea if he can see through the eyes of Danu or something mystical and crazy like this. My concern is that every minute that we waste, every minute that we sleep, is just another minute that we miss our chance.
Well, I agree. I just can't think of anything that we can really do in the night, especially with those demons lurking.
Danu's still here, right? With us.
Yes.
So I turn to him and I say, Danu, are the streets safe at night? Obviously, you would know the comings and goings. These shadow demons that were sent after us by Draghiscu, by your own admission, or was that the imp's admission? Either way, the demons that are after us, do they still lurk in the shadows?
Yes, they do. They are here to watch your movements as well.
Is there a way to stop them?
Or at least conceal ourselves from...
Or conceal ourselves from them, yeah.
You will not hide your movements from the master.
Even during the day.
Well, the daytime it's better for you, but then there are... Wow, sorry guys, having a hard time with the accent.
Okay, French Canadian kid
Yeah. Wow, where'd it go? Okay, so...
it was kind of Russian, wasn't it? I don't remember.
Yes, but even in daytime, they have people like me to watch over you.
So, in your opinion, would it be safe to go traveling through night, or should we sleep the night through?
I would say that it is best for you, if you wish to live, to move on.
move on from this town.
Yes?
Danu, I thought you were on our side. I thought we covered this bullshit last time.
And I stop him. I think Kipling. I think he is on our side. I think he's warning us that if this plan's not going to work.
But you know as well as I do that we can't just let Draghiscu go about his business. We have a duty, a sworn duty to God and country, to rid Draghiscu of this, rid this land of Draghiscu.
Yes, but I think he's suggesting that we're being hunted, and I think our plan is flawed. I think even if we try to trap this in, Draghiscu will know.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he'll find a way in? Either way?
Danu, am I accurate? Are you telling me? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yes. That is what I tell you, yes.
So there's no way we can trap him.
You can always try.
Now, metagaming, Danu is probably under the impression that Draghiscu is this all-powerful being and that he is unbeatable.
True.
So he's telling the truth, but in a sense, you know...
He's also tainted by it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like trying to get an unbiased opinion of Aram from an Aram follower, right?
Or like a little boy saying, "My daddy can beat up your daddy."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which my daddy can.
Yeah, my daddy can beat up yours too. So. Me so no like this. Okay.
Yeah. Personally, I like the idea of trapping the inn. Like fight him on our grounds if we're going to fight him. But it seems that Erwin, you do not want to fight him. That's your last resort, anyways.
It's not that we want to. It's not that I don't want to fight him. If I knew I could kill him, I would fight him today. I would strike him down with my sword. But I have a very strong feeling that Draghiscu is more powerful than we can even imagine. And I think if we want to be smart about this, it would be prudent to attempt to speak with him first. And if he were to kill us on sight, then the only way to speak with him would be to trap him in some way.
It is also possible that him knowing we're here now has only delayed. I mean, we only have a certain amount of time before he's coming for us. And I'm eager to destroy him too, but again, our mission was to find out if he is present in this land and then report back to the Vizier. Perhaps it's best we go get reinforcements, perhaps kill the 2 vampires on the way home, put that out there, and then come back to fight another day.
Is it not plausible for us to send a carrier pigeon? Some sort of messenger that will deliver our...
Yes,
or a carrier frog.
Or a carrier sloth.
Yes.
2 years later.
Danu, is there anything in the town? Is there a... what's the name of that? There's a name for that. We used it in a previous game, and I was like, whoa, big word. For the place where they keep the crows.
Oh, the crows, yeah. It was
you remember that?
Dragon's
The
Age
rook.
game.
The rook?
The rookery or something?
Rookery, yeah. Is there a rookery in town, Danu?
No. We have no such thing.
Perhaps we can pay for a messenger. Erwin, I mean, these are farmers, and we do have some wages that we can probably pay them.
I'm right now. I'm conflicted in character, and I don't know if you're right. Maybe we are overplanning this. Maybe we're overthinking this, trying to trap a wild beast like Draghiscu. And I turn to Danu. Yes, perhaps we should run away. Perhaps we should leave. And then I turn to Nietzsche and Enti, and I say, but at the same time, we were tasked with a duty, a job, to find Draghiscu, find out if he was alive, and if he was alive, to kill him. That is our duty. That is what we swore to do. And even when the odds are not in our favor, I feel a sense of duty.
That's just the imp in you.
Yeah, literally, it tasted good. I think I have to go back to my original thinking of speaking with them, and I'll justify it. When we met those vampires at the inn, Nietzsche, you yourself knew that they were demons, and yet they showed us hospitality in a way that we have not seen in a creature like that before. We are but 3 men, and if 3 men speaking to Draghiscu can stop a war, or stop the need for reinforcements, we don't even know how powerful he is. If we come back with an army and he wipes out the army, then what army do they have? Perhaps we use this as an opportunity, going to him with open arms, to find the chinks in his armor, to understand what weaknesses he may have. And I turn to Danu, and I say, Danu, if we were to want to speak with this man, Draghiscu, would you know of a way to do it? Would you be able to act as liaison, or say that we're willing to talk to him?
This I could do, yes.
Also, what information do you have about the other minions working under Draghiscu? I think you're onto something, Erwin. That if we can know what the weaknesses are, perhaps it's also worth knowing how many minions he has at his disposal. What do you think, Nietzsche? Discover how many vampires exactly that are working under him right now. Discover how many shadow demons and imps, and try to find out what his roster is.
Yes, I just feel that we are under a time constraint. I believe that if he's been watching us, there's a reason. He knows we're coming. He's been keeping an eye on us the whole time. There's been an imp, there's been these demons, and I feel that sooner or later he's just going to squish us.
Right.
Basically come and destroy us because it's a hassle to keep watching us. Like, why watch us? My question is, why hasn't he's tried to kill us already? It's just a matter of time before he succeeds. So we're just prolonging, I think, this coming doom. We could go there and find out what forces he has, but I mean, I've fought vampire before, and it's not easy. And Draghiscu is very powerful. Him alone is enough to be someone to contend with.
Danu, what is the likelihood if we were to speak with Draghiscu? What's the likelihood he would let us leave?
I think he would probably let one of you go and speak with Edward III.
Well, then perhaps only one of us should go there. There's no need to risk 3 men's lives.
Well,
if you think about it, Erwin, the message that he could be sending is the fact that one of us that goes will die, and then the other 2 are expected to return that message.
But then he also could kill 2 and only let 1 go, in which case it would be the same odds. But 1 better.
So, we've been tasked by the king to stop Draghiscu, whatever way possible, whether that be defeating him or negotiating with him to stop or something. It does seem that he has momentum. I don't know, I feel like we're getting off track of what we're supposed to be doing. I feel like we have to have a good plan or to be thinking of ways just to stop him somehow, or how we can disrupt maybe his summoning. Or
well, maybe if we get there, if we go to where he is, when he's most vulnerable during the daytime, and we attack then, instead of bringing him here while it's night, while he's powerful, it doesn't.
I have a thought. Instead of attacking, and I say this, instead of doing all this, I think we are on the right track with speaking to him. Now, I want to roll a history roll, because Draghiscu was a real person. We know this. What do I know of him? Was he an honorable man? Because, I mean, there were times when war was walk across the battlefield, speak of the terms, and then go back and fight. And I'm going to roll history, which is going to be 17.
Okay. As history paints the picture of Ambrogio Draghiscu, he was very close with the first King Edward I, and was given the task of taking back the land of Shaz and from the Turks. And he was very successful, and he took over their first built castle, which was Castle Kaz. And then by taking that over, he was able to keep his men fortified and strike out from there. He was known to be honorable, but very very brutal in combat.
In combat.
Yeah.
What drove him out in the first place? Like, why did he disappear for 200 years?
Okay, so what you know of the history was that he somehow betrayed the king and was murdered by assassins, and from that became a vampire, and as a vampire took over the domain of Shaz and ruled Shaz for 200 years, and was suddenly stopped by a stake to the heart.
But that doesn't kill him. That just stopped him.
And yeah, and so there was peace for another 200-300 years, and now he's just suddenly returned.
So who was the ruler when he returned?
Yeah.
When he returned?
Yeah,
It's Edward III. He just returned recently.
Oh, right.
Oh, it started taking over Shaz again.
Yeah.
There is
he hasn't done anything.
So in
All
my
he did
mind,
there was a sheriff that was basically in charge of Shaz, and it was rumored that his head was put on a stake at the border.
Right.
You guys never actually saw it, but again, there was rumors of this sort of thing going on, of vampires being seen and that sort of thing. So that's why you guys were tasked to come out and find out if it was true.
well, because there's a lot of information in that, because we know now that if he was staked, someone had to remove the stake for him to become alive again. So there's obviously a following of other vampires or occult type people around. The Fae, who knows?
To an extent, yeah, for sure. This was like, it's so funny, I was just saying, it's probably like the first thing that Mike was expecting us to do once we got the task, and it's now game 6, and we're like, oh, by the way, who's our target? we're action-oriented, we go. But you know what? Okay. I think what we know about Draghiscu was that he was an honorable man. He was brutal, but he was honorable. And there's no reason to think that he's changed, other than being a vampire. I think we should speak with him. I think we should walk up to the castle using Danu as our guard and speak with him and see what terms we can come to, if any. He is a man, still. He is an undead man, but he is a man.
Right. He's a demon. I don't think we can reason with demons.
Well,
maybe not reason.
I will follow you, Kipling, if it gives me that much. Just if it's if you need to realize it that way.
To prove you wrong.
I'm hesitant as well. I do think, Urban, you mentioned earlier that it would be nice if we knew a little bit about his weaknesses. If there's something specific that we could use against him, not even an item. Perhaps there is someone in his legion that might want to see his downfall. Someone a bit more powerful that is on the inside that we might be able to speak to.
Is Danu listening to this whole conversation?
He's just standing there like, I don't know anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is true. He has come back. And he has got sort of a cultish following.
Are there any cultists in his following that you have any reason to believe don't like him?
No, no one would go against the master.
Right, but you could not like them and not go against them.
No, no one is that foolish.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, I mean, Owen, if there's no weakness that you can think of, or you don't think that there's any way that we could discover any weaknesses, then maybe speaking to him directly is the best course of action, if you believe he's honorable.
and I think for 600 years he's been around. I think he's wiser, stronger, and faster, and more clever than any of us three could be. I think we're in over our heads if we attacked him head on. But I think the one thing he might not be expecting is three well-reasoned men, level-headed in their approach, speaking. I think a lot of these people, including our great king, may see him as a threat and want him dead, but I don't think anyone has the balls to walk up to him and speak with him, and I think that's our only option right now.
You do realize that this could be a suicide trip.
I think the minute we left home, it was a suicide trip.
Erwin, in my experience, when you're fighting someone who's way beyond your league, the only option you have is to leave it all on the table, to go forget everything you've known and just go into an animalistic state to try everything you have, because perhaps you might get lucky. There may be a flail of an arm that catches your enemy. I think if you're right, and I do believe that he is more clever than any of us, I don't think we can convince him to stop his path. For how are we going to convince him of that?
I'm not necessarily thinking we need to, but we also don't know his path right now. We know exactly this much, that Draghiscu is back. And even that, right now, is hearsay based on this man here, and I point to Daniel, who waves. I'm not even saying, and I agree with you, when you're fighting someone, all those things aren't true, but I'm not sure we're fighting him just yet. And I think we need to figure out exactly where we are.
Right, what he wants, what are his terms? Are they reasonable? Are they not?
I think at this point it's not the best option.
You can see the frustration in Nietzsche's eyes, the fact that you guys are trying to understand even this demon. It's frustrating to Nietzsche because in his mind, it's like maybe evil is okay. It doesn't even make sense. But I will go with you guys to protect you. I will go with you, Erwin and Enti, because I have set out on this campaign with you. But I promise you, if we go there with the intention to reason with a demon, we are going there to die.
Nietzsche, I believe that we're going there to gather information. We don't have enough information to make the next step to say whether or not we can take him down or not. We go, we speak to him, and we find out much more than we know now. It's the most direct way and the fastest way to get the most amount of information possible, in my opinion.
Then we leave in the morning, and it's settled. We're all in agreement, we need to get there anyways. So we might as well make our journey in the morning.
And I turn to Danu. Danu, what's the best approach? We want to speak with Draghiscu.
Then I could arrange a meeting. Yes.
Then let's do that. If Draghiscu is as powerful as I believe him to be, I don't think it makes any difference at this point. I think speaking with him is the only course of action. I believe he's aware of our actions. I think he knows we're here. I wouldn't even bet that he knows that we have Danu on our side to an extent.
And quite possibly he would have been able to kill us at any point if he's as powerful as we assume him to be.
I agree. All right, so, Danny, what do you need from us then?
You tell me where and when you would like to meet.
As soon as possible. And, oh, where?
In a stream.
A mutual safe
stream.
place. Oh, hey, yeah, is there like a small island around like a flowing river?
There is not right near.
In a garlic patch.
Then I turn to Danu and say, is there any way in your mind, or in your professional opinion, Danu, that could act as the safest place for us to meet with Draghiscu?
There is no safe place from the master.
The summer solstice? Well, okay, so why don't we just say let's meet outside the temple.
Sure. Okay.
As good a place as any, and perhaps we can run inside the temple for some sanctuary if needed.
Or Arby's.
Oh, is there an Arby's?
Oh, no. Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
Love me some Baton. Okay, let's go Baton Rouge. Yeah, as soon as possible. If you can do it tonight, let's do it tonight.
Okay.
I
Night
think.
time.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
I think we're.
Let me quickly fasten this stake to my gun as a bayonet. And then
Actually, that's not a bad idea, Nietzsche. Those poultices we gave away. Do we have any of the ingredients still to make them?
we only gave one away. I believe I only gave mine away. You two have yours.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't give it away.
I can't remember why.
I ain't no red hot chili pepper.
Right, to protect the sun, just in case, because of the information.
Right. Don't need that anymore. Yeah, something's not adding up. As I'm replaying the events, why Draghiscu would come to the kid and to say keep it secret? Why Draghiscu wouldn't just start changing people without their consent? You know, come up, bite them, change him. Come up, bite them, change him.
Why, do I know anything about that? Is it something you need consent for?
To bite? No, not at all.
Yeah.
No, not to convert.
To convert? What do you mean?
Like, if to make someone a vampire, do they have to want it to happen? No, it can't be because the sheriff almost turned, right?
No, yeah, I was gonna say no because otherwise, like, all vampires wouldn't exist.
So the difference is the vampires spawn. Versus, the vampires spawn. Right. If they kill you, you die. If a vampire, such as say Draghiscu, kills you, you will return as a vampire spawn. To return as a full-fledged vampire, it is basically a what's it called? Like you have to drink his blood. However, you know that a full vampire also has the ability to charm people, so he could charm you to do it.
Right. Yes. Well, he was being. I was going to say he's being very overly diplomatic about this, but considering that he can charm people, Nietzsche, do you think that there's a way to tell if someone is being charmed?
I can tell you if I start acting in collaboration with a vampire, I've been charmed. Right, yes. But some cases wouldn't it be so obvious? And I turn to Danu. Mike, is there like a glazing of the eyes or anything that I would know of?
Not necessarily. No.
You can't tell if there's a spell?
Detect magic. Maybe they would show some enchantment magic.
Right. Fair enough. Remove curse, would that help?
Remove?
That would take it away, probably.
Yeah, I was going to say, remove curse could, like you did with the sheriff, in a sense, save him before he turns or something like that.
Yeah.
Is there any way to trap sunlight in a mystical sense and use it after sundown?
I have, I have attacks that I can use.
You do have attacks that you can use?
Yeah, I mean, Sacred Flame and stuff like that, right? A flame-like radiance descends on a creature that can see within range.
Would that work against vampires, Mike?
Yes. Yeah, because again, they'd be vulnerable to radiant damage. They take twice as much damage from it.
I also have a Beacon of Hope, which would help us counteract any charm effects. Like, it'll help. I can help out. It's not necessarily something that I can't detect, but I can at least help.
I think to Draghiscu we're insects, easily swatted. I think we need to speak with him. And I turn to I was gonna say Duca. What the hell's his name again?
Danu.
And I say, how quickly can you make it happen?
If you want, I could go now. It takes about an hour to castle.
I think so. I think any time wasted is time that only risks everyone's life, not just ours, but the townspeople. And I turn to the other two and I say, I know neither of you are 100% behind this, but I am. And if you want to leave town, I would understand. And I have my back to Danny, by the way, as I say that.
This is highly foolish, I think. And I do not think that I am brave enough a man to follow you into it.
Captain, I think it's foolish for different reasons for me if I think I can't control my actions. I think I should probably step aside if you're trying to be diplomatic. I don't think I'm in the right to be alongside you. I will be there and try to keep my mouth shut, but do not ask me to do dialogue with him.
Very well. And I say, Danu, go find your master. Tell him to meet me out front of the church. And it looks like I will be alone.
All right. Well, let's do a, or I guess I think this would be a deception check.
Deception?
Yep.
From us? From me
No. For him to believe that you're going to do it alone.
No, I said I might be alone. I don't. If
No,
Dan,
okay.
they might come, Danu. I don't know, but it looks like they're going to leave me. I'm not lying. They look like they will.
All right.
But I'll do deception anyway. But I'm not trying to deceive him. I don't really care what he thinks.
Can we help him out with our give him an
Well,
advantage?
no, if we're not trying to deceive him, we can say we may or may not
that's
be.
what I'm saying. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Because if you're not actually trying to deceive him, that's fine.
Well, I more just wanted to give these guys an out.
Bacon of hope.
All right. So, Danu hobbles off.
And as he hobbles off, I walk into the dining room, and I go and get myself a fine-looking bottle of alcohol, and I pour 3 glasses, and I hand it to the other guys, and I say, well, if this may be our last night, we might as well enjoy it.
And I say, perhaps, and I grab clove of garlic and put one in each shot.
I don't know how it works.
Oh, a Shazzy in Manhattan or something.
Every little bit helps.
Shazzy, yeah.
To Aram,
Cheers the glass, and I say,
may the light of Aram shine on you.
and to you.
That garlic. Oh.
So smooth. So smooth.
So what is the plan?
Let me ask you this. How long would you guys be willing to wait?
At the church?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. If he said it's going to be an hour, I would leave in 40 minutes.
Well, he said it takes an hour to get there.
Yeah, so, okay, it's going to be an hour to get there. So I would say we leave for the church still in 40 minutes. And then I would say I'd wait there for an hour. And then if nothing's there, I'd probably come back. I don't know. What do you guys... I mean, I would kind of feel it out. I don't know.
We do have the demons to contend with, so we will have to make haste to the
Oh,
temple.
right. Well, then what we would do is probably head inside the Church of Aram. Because it would be
Bahal.
lit. Sorry? Oh, Bahal. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Bahal's
I'm sorry. For all Aram and Bahal followers out there, I'm sorry. Mix the two. I know they're totally different, but, you know. So I don't know the plan, boys. And I restate my feelings. I think right now we are vastly underestimating the power of this demon. And I think we have no chance.
I don't think any of us are underestimating the power of this demon. Giplin, I believe that we are going to die tonight.
Well,
I mean, we're trying to...
What I mean is I think we're underestimating if we were to attack or try to sneak into the building. I think this is the only way for us to make contact with Draghiscu and remain alive. And even
So
the
why-
chances here is less.
So why go in alone? What benefit will that serve? If neither Nietzsche or I can sneak into the castle.
The only possibility, and the reason I suggested maybe you guys wanting to leave, was to use my distraction with him in town to sneak into the castle at that point.
I see.
But even then...
Yeah, we go to the town now, and... Yeah, it's possible. Mike, do I know anything about destroying... Like, is there any lore about destroying the crypt that they sleep in or anything like that to weaken them?
It certainly would, because they have to go to their resting place to heal and that sort of thing.
So that's something.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually have to go to their specific... Like, if you were to to kill it. Like, generally speaking, you would know that if you essentially kill a vampire, it actually transforms into a mist and will head back to its resting place. And it will take a while, but it will eventually recover.
It'll transform into a what?
A mist.
Oh, a mist. I thought you said a nest, like a bird's nest. I was like,
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be pretty.
Yeah.
Bizarre. Tumbleweeds back to the...
Get back here.
There goes another vampire.
And I reaffirm that no, I don't think this is necessarily a livable solution, but it's the only one in my mind.
All right, so you speak to the Draghiscu.
To the Draghiscu.
At the temple, while Nietzsche and I sneak into the castle and destroy the crypt.
Personally, and I still think all three of us should go.
Meet with him.
I think at this point,
He knows, as soon as he sees only one of us, isn't this
He
like
still knows something is up.
yeah, either I'll have to lie, in which case if I fail to lie, it's going to be a... I think, frankly, I think we go to him, find out his intent, speak with him honorably, as he was known to be honorable, and find out as much as we can, and hopefully live the night.
Yeah.
What would you suggest, Nietzsche? You seem like you disagree.
I mean, to have him out in the open, out of his stronghold, might be an opportunity we need to take him out. Like, what possibly can we reason with this man? He needs to die.
Reasoning comes from understanding two parties and then seeing his side. We don't know what his side is. We don't know if he wants reason. Perhaps he wants to be left alone.
So
Perhaps
you're
all he
saying go
wants-
against why we're here
No. Why we're here is to find out if Draghiscu is alive,
and kill him.
and then to kill him. But he might. But well, technically he is undead, so we actually succeeded. Check it out. All I'm saying is, Nietzsche, you don't walk into the bear cave. You find out exactly where it is, and then you draw it out. If we are to live, we need to find out its intentions, we need to find out where it lives, we need to find out where it sleeps, and we are blind right now. And from what I'm gathering, Draghiscu knows everything he can know about us.
I don't think it could hurt to go to the church and learn that rune that will constrain vampires. I mean, worst comes to worst, we don't use it and we know it.
Definitely, but we have to find it first, don't we?
Well, we're going to the church
While
either
we're
way.
drinking and have this conversation, I want to be fastening the willow stake to the my gun as a bayonet. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think we lost hit points, so we should have temporary hit points.
We don't have much time.
Okay,
If we
let's have a fallback, Kipling. We get there. He's not willing to reason with us,
We head inside the hall.
and we defend from the inside.
My feelings is the vampire can't cross the threshold because does not the person...
Does the list have the name of the chaplain on it?
It was an X.
An X, and did the two who wanted to be fed upon, are they X's or checks?
They were checks.
And the chaplain sleeps inside the church, right?
No, he does have his own house.
Oh, how far away is it from the church?
Oh, it's number 1 on the map is the church.
Oh, I
Number
don't
2
have
is his house.
But it's very close then.
Yeah.
Then maybe we should be standing in the doorway of the chaplain's house.
I think the church will be fine.
Okay, then how about this? As a backup, we'll run to the chaplain's house.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you do know, as you mentioned, you could more than likely be safe inside the church because vampires do need permission to cross the threshold.
That's what I thought, but isn't it only where the people live that they have to need permission?
As opposed to a public place, yeah, but would they willingly enter a holy ground?
Okay, perfect. Then I'd say we open the doors to the church, stand inside, and meet him there.
Let's do it.
Right on the threshold. Yeah, like
Right. Yeah, behind the threshold. You know, just a little back so he can't grab me.
All right, and I jump up, and with a flourish, I pierce 3 apples that are sitting on the table with my rapier, and I begin to eat them as I walk out of the room.
And I say, well, there's one for each of. Okay, fine, take them all. You got mine.
You're too slow.
So I bite some garlic while he's eating the apple.
I'm fine with this.
All right, let's head over to the temple.
And as you're walking,
Demons.
yeah, you can hear them. They're there.
Oh. Oh God! Stop.
Oh. I tell Rogue to stay in the inn. By the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Hide under a bed.
Go hide with Bianca. She passes out and
Vomits
eat
on
her
her.
puke for her.
Yeah.
All right. And even in the darkness and the shadow, you can see the demons going from house to house and around you, but they're not getting near you.
Okay.
Did we say that we can't stack extra hit points, or can we?
The temporary hit points, no, you can't stack them.
Okay.
And I want to hang back and speak with NT for a second, just out of earshot of Nietzsche. I slap the apple out of his hand. No, I take a bite myself. And I say, we need to be cautious here. I still have no doubt that Draghiscu could kill us where we stand. I think we both need to keep Nietzsche's issues with demons in check, and if he should step out of line and offend Draghiscu, I think we need to intervene. I think it could mean life or death.
Just so to, I guess, in this scenario, take Draghiscu's side, that will infuriate him.
I know, but I think at the same time, his personal feelings might cloud our chances here to deal amicably.
Do you think that he fully understands that the purpose of this visit is for information, that we aren't trying to kill him?
I think he does, but remember when we were at the previous inn, we had to do all but hold him back from climbing down that ladder, and I don't think that'll be enough. If Draghiscu is a very proud vampire, he could offend him very easily, and I think it is so important now, for not just our lives, but the lives of this town and the lives of these people, that Nietzsche holds his tongue.
All right. Well, I will try to react as best that I can, but do you feel like speaking with him is a good idea?
I feel like I trust him.
I've already admitted the fact that I'm going to have a hard time with this, and I'm going to try to stay silent the whole time, right?
But I don't want to, like, not invite you, but I feel like that's what I'm being forced to do as Irwin would be like, but at the same time I want to...
You want to be pragmatic about the situation, right? And so there's a time and a place where I would be useful, and this may not be that time.
So then I would walk up to you, and I would nod to NT and say, perhaps you're right. And I walk up to you, and I say, Nietzsche, it is of the utmost importance that we do not lose our temper with Draghiscu. And if you feel like you cannot do that, perhaps you should not be here.
Would it be beneficial for the group if I took a vantage point where I could be within range of aid?
And I stop, and I say, I want more than anything for you to be beside Nietzsche and I. That is my hope. But I need to know that you can keep your feelings in line.
Draghiscu will know my mind, as he will know yours, and he will know Enti's. And I don't think we can hide that from him.
There's nothing wrong with feeling the way you're feeling, so long as you don't act on it. If anything, that might be an advantage. For Draghiscu to know how angry you might be at him, and yet you're still holding for the chance at peace. If anything, that might be an advantage.
Erwin, I did not act in the inn with the two vampires because it was in the best interest for you and Enti's safety. I will not do so tonight either. My intentions are to kill him, but I will not risk you guys in the means to do so.
Then that is all I need to hear. And I kiss you a little bit. Because back then it was all
shucks.
Just break the bottom left.
Just kick your mic over. All right, and we arrive in front of Bahal's church.
And actually, I'm just going to do a metagaming. Chris was asking about whether his temporary hit points from aid would stack with Harlan's from the inspirational speech.
Oh.
Yes and no. Official rules-wise, D&D 5e, they do not. However, because we are in a low magic setting, so you guys are already at sort of a disadvantage with a vampire, I'm going to say that they do, in the sense of that from Nietzsche, they're a divine source, whereas from Irwin, it's inspirational. It's your, yeah, come on guys, we can do this, and it bolsters morale more so than anything else. So in this case, I will actually say that they stack, because it makes sense to me.
That does, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and also metagaming makes me feel like we're about to lose our hit points.
I don't think so, to be honest. Just metagaming, I think this is the way to do it.
Let's wager. Let's wager.
Okay.
I'm gonna wager. Okay, if I lose, okay, if I win, whatever.
You bring dessert Saturday.
I'm just saying, guys. Normally in a traditional D&D game, you guys would have healing potions and that sort of thing at your disposal, particularly at 10th level.
Okay, if I win, Harlan, you have to wear in your picture frame has to be a green Invictus logo for the duration.
I don't own one.
I'll get you one. I will get you one. And if you win, I will put a red one right up here.
Perfect.
All right.
So wait,
I like the way Christmas is out of frame. I'll put
Somewhere
one up right
over here.
Yeah. And let's clarify, just so everyone knows. You're saying that Draghiscu will attack us, because if you just start
not Draghiscu necessarily. Yeah.
No,
come on.
No, I don't take the deal, because
You think that this is going to
No, it has to be pretty.
count.
Yeah, some sort of encounter doesn't even need to be Draghiscu.
No deal. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is talking to him is the best course of action. I think that here's what I'll put to a bet: that Draghiscu is willing to talk to us, and that he'll probably offer us a deal that will not end in bloodshed. He'll say, "You do this," because that's all I'm saying. This is the next stage. If you say no encounter will happen, no, I have no idea. We could jump right into the next scene.
No, so are you saying that tonight we're not, or we are going to end in bloodshed?
Draghiscu will not attack us.
Yeah, I'll take that deal.
Without your intervention.
Well, okay, yeah, I'll still take that deal.
Perfect, because that's what I'm saying.
If I intervene, then the whole thing was off anyways, okay? I'm not saying I won't intervene.
Because I think, even from a story standpoint, a 600-year-old demon that could kill us like that isn't going to walk up and be like, "Finally, I know where you are." Yeah! No, he's going to talk to us.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Well, but you just took a bet to say the opposite, so let's find out.
All right, let's find out.
All right.
So we make it to the church.
Do you? Yes, you do. Okay, and even from the doorstep, with the night sky, you basically see right across to Danu's General Goods, and you can see Elder Dragon Maris's home and some trees off to the right. You can see where the tailor lives is basically your vision, and you can see the shadows flying in and out, always staying just sort of out of distance, but you can hear them. You know they're there.
They're there.
And you wait.
Werewolf. There.
And you wait.
I don't think he's coming. How long are we waiting? How long have we waited?
Do an intelligence check here.
For how long?
You can all do it. You can all do it.
Sure. I do not see anything.
Yep.
Me neither.
Me
All right.
neither. Unless you only needed a 3.
So how long are you waiting for?
Well, I mean, we expect it to be 2 hours. Let's wait 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you must be getting close to morning soon.
Well, it was just sunset. You talked for about an hour or so, and then you headed out. Right?
Okay, so yeah, it's not even midnight, right?
Yeah. Okay, so eventually, you see Danu hobbling down the road, and
Oh.
and you remember that. Oh yeah, he hobbles. It probably takes him more than an hour
He lied to us.
to get there.
So
Right.
as he's walking down, I would enter the Bahal.
Yeah.
I think we were in Bahal anyway, but just
You
in
were,
case.
yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
And behind him, you see two figures. Perception checks, please.
Alrighty. 6 and 10.
Mine's 13.
All right.
What does that sound?
12.
Ominous.
Justin, what did you get on your perception?
Oh, well, let's see. 12.
Okay. Well, again,
But my passive perception's 15.
oh, well, that's fine.
Oh.
And again, you would recognize it from plays and that sort of thing. You notice that the two figures behind them are wearing clothing that is like centuries old.
Ah, very nice wardrobe. I say to Nietzsche, because I'm sure he cares.
And I say thank you.
Okay. And eventually, Danu makes his way up to the door, and you can see the two creatures behind him just snarling and almost like drooling.
And before Danu gets too close, I turn to the other two and say, if Danu goes to invite them inside, slit his throat.
Oh,
We cannot risk demons in Bahal Sanctuary.
Well, I'm not too crazy about Valhalla Sanctuary, but I will do it. You had me at slit his throat.
ugh.
Well, we have to be cautious, because this could be a total dupe by Danu.
Like, you want me to try to do it before he says it?
Yeah, he might be like, I invite you. Throw a blade at him. Or cough.
Come on in, guys!
Yeah.
I think that it's a risk we're going to have to.
Plenty to drink!
It is a risk, but I also want to kill him if he does it, because he's an asshole.
What? This doesn't seem like you. I've always seen you as more of a good type, like a lawful good that doesn't want to murder people. It's not.
It's not murdering to kill someone who's aiding a demon.
I agree.
Yes, well, I think
Time
I'm in
to
a losing
be-
battle here.
We are in a town full of people supporting a vampire.
All right, yes, I guess let's just hope that it doesn't come to that.
Alright, and you can see now Danu kind of... Master is on his way.
Okay.
And then you see, behind the two creatures, a smoky mist comes down from the sky. And it slowly takes shape of a man with long dark hair and plate mail armor.
How mystical.
Ooh.
See what I did?
Yeah.
You wish to speak to me?
Draghiscu. Question mark?
He bows like a super huge gesture.
And I will do the same. In a much more...
They keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
I trust the church makes you feel secure.
Not really, no.
It did.
It did up until you asked.
And you can
Draghiscu.
see the other two creatures starting to like just... Calm, my children.
Oh.
Calm.
Draghiscu, we are here to speak. We mean you no difficulty and have no reason to bring up arms against you.
What are you wasting my time with?
We have heard stories of you, that you are an honorable warrior, and we thought it respectful to speak with you face to face, since we are in the town closest to your castle. We were sent to investigate, to find out whether you had returned or not, and to gather your intentions. And I motioned to the other two. And we, respecting you and your heritage, thought it would be prudent to seek face-to-face time.
Get out our iPhones.
To seek
Let's have some
counsel?
FaceTime.
Not counsel. What's the word? To seek an audience. To seek an audience with yourself.
And now I'm here.
You've come back after so long.
Yes.
What has brought about your return?
It was time.
It was just a time that you knew was right.
What do you want to know for this Edward the Third?
What do we want to know for him?
That is why you're here. Is it not?
We are sent from him. But at this point, as far as we are from home, we are acting on our own accord. I do not think Edward would take so kindly to our meeting with you face to face, but as I said, if the stories of you are true, I thought it would be more respectful to do it this way. I, Enti, and Nietzsche would like to know your intentions. As you, I'm sure, know ours. As I just told them.
I do plan on taking back my lands.
And your lands would consist of the barony of Shaz?
For now.
This whole time I'm shifting uncomfortably with my sigil of Aram in my hand.
You do this task so slowly, Draghiscu, it seems. The townsfolk, you could, with your power, have them under your influence in a matter of days, and yet you choose to prolong it, risk your exposure.
I have all the time I need. I am immortal. So why not begin my reign with loyal food?
It seems to me, as Enti pointed out, that it may not just be time that you're taking. Is there something hindering your progress? Draghiscu, it's no secret that you and I and us are from different ilk. But as I've seen through various vampires on our travels here, that you are still, at heart, the person you were before you changed. Thus why you come to us honorably. Thus why you speak with us. Is there something that you are hoping to accomplish that perhaps we could be of guidance or help for? I cringe as I say help.
Erwin?
Yeah.
You feel a tingle. A slight tingle.
A pants headache?
A little bit of a...
Ooh.
I'm looking down this whole time. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, he says now. I would like you to do a wisdom save
Okay.
versus a DC of 18.
Oh. Now, do I have any bonus from the stream?
Can I give him... I don't know if I can... I mean, it's kind of weird to do it now, but I would like to give him some sort of aid saving throw.
Let do an Arcana.
Because this whole time I've been kind of praying.
Do an Arcana check.
Yeah,
if you pass your Arcana check, I'll let you say that you see that he is doing something.
Okay, so what is the check? How do I...
Patrick gave me XP for a bonus die, just FYI.
All right.
Who did what?
And this is where I will use mine to counteract it.
I'm going to need another one, ladies and gentlemen of the stream.
He's got more points, they're just going to fodder. I got a 15, Mike.
You got a 15. Okay, you can see that he is trying to charm him.
Alright, in that case...
However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you do initiative.
Well, hold on, because I haven't even rolled for it. I
want to give you an advantage on that roll, so...
that's what I'm saying, is I want you to roll, I want Chris and Draghiscu to roll initiative to see if Chris can get off his...
I see him trying to charm you, I'm trying to react in time
to... We might as well all do it, though.
Well, you guys don't know anything's different from the conversation.
True, yeah, okay, exactly. True.
So, 21.
Well, then you get to go first.
Okay,
nice.
So then I will cast a Beacon of Hope on... so this whole time I've been uncomfortable, and I see the charm. I make contact with Draghiscu's eyes and then to Irwin and see what's going on. And I pray to Aram, and I cast a Beacon of Hope onto Irwin, trying to protect him. So the spell bestows hope and vitality, and I can choose any number of creatures within range, so I might as well do it to NT as well. And you gain advantage.
You can do it to yourself as well, too.
Wisdom saving throws and death saving throws, and regains the maximum number of hit points possible if I heal. And this lasts 1 minute.
Okay.
So wait, does this do advantage to my wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I was only using the one, so I'm not going to use.
Okay, and I can only do the one anyway, so I guess I don't need one from the stream. So we do have advantage. Now, the other thing I will say, I meant to say it many times ago, but obviously, if I do survive this and we continue, I'm going to say it now so I don't forget. I would like to do the Know Your Enemy, where I spend a minute observing them, and then I learn 3 things about them. We'll do it for the future. Right. I just kept forgetting, and I was going to say it before we met him, and then I was like, I'll just wait, and I forgot, so it's not worth it. All right, here we go. Oh, this is going to be bad. What do I need? This is +0, by the way.
So you get 2 die, right?
But you roll 2 die, take the highest one.
Yeah, it's got to be over 18. No, there's no way this is going to work.
You had your wisdom.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay.
What's your wisdom? What's your wisdom modifier?
0.
Oh, wow.
I thought I had something that, but I think that was the other game. Oh, wait, no. Oh, no, never mind. I got really excited for a second. I thought I had something, but I guess it was the other creature. Or the other character. Alright, go ahead.
Alright, well, you feel a little like, you know what? I get it. Draghiscu makes a lot of sense. I mean, he is super powerful. Why wouldn't we want to be his best friend? Alright, so you actually regard Draghiscu as a friend.
Okay.
I should have blessed you too. Oh.
So, he says, sorry, just posting on the
anticipation is building.
Please, come to me so that we may talk further. There is no need to fear me.
I do not fear you, Draghiscu. I do not fear you, Draghiscu. And I take a step towards him.
But I think that it might be more prudent, Irwin, if we stay inside. And I put a hand on his shoulder.
And I turn to NT and I say, NT, I understand why you are concerned, but I feel like Draghiscu can be trusted. He is an honorable man. I believe this is the best course of action.
Okay, can I can't act, right, Mike? Are we doing
what do you want to try to do?
stop Irwin by force if we need to.
So again, let's actually do initiative then.
Okay.
Because what we're going to do is whether or not he steps out before you can get to him.
Damn it! That means Chris wins the bet. I really thought he would at least be fair.
You're like, I just want Shaz.
I'm disappointed in the 600-year-old demon that...
Well, that being said, there has been no bloodshed yet.
No, Evan Jones pointed out, casting a charm spell during a parley is considered an aggressive action, which I would agree with. I think it is.
Nice.
Because it's a disrespect of the parley. So you win, Chris, but you still have to provide the green thing.
the green thing that says Penth rules Harlan was wrong. Did we agree? That's what we agreed upon, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I took the bet, because I said originally you can put anything you want there. I don't.
This deal keeps getting better and better, or what is it?
Deal keeps getting worse all the time.
That's right.
Pray I don't alter it.
Okay, so we got Irwin, Nietzsche, we have Enti, and Draghiscu Goon. So let's all roll for initiative here.
All right.
12, 22.
Nice. I have 13.
I have 10.
Okay, so the order is going to be Nietzsche. So you can actually intervene first. Then Irwin, Enti, Draghiscu, and his crew.
Did we agree that charm was not a curse?
That is correct. It's an enchantment spell.
Okay, can he break free from charm? Does he roll saving throws?
So the way it works. Just had it here. Charm person. He does have the ability to break free if. You ready? You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. Must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends, or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it.
Oh.
So I would say if you're interceding and trying to trip them up or be hostile. Oh no, that would be Draghiscu's.
So we have to harm Draghiscu to...
No, Draghiscu or his group has to harm Irwin.
I see, okay.
Oh.
Okay. Otherwise, it's going to last an hour.
Yeesh.
Now, again, I'm not going to say that you would agree to act against your comrades. You just see Draghiscu as your best buddy.
Okay, cool.
All right. So, Nietzsche, what are you planning on doing right now from the threshold of the church?
I'm going to basically try to... So he's about to move forward, and as he does, I want to stand and put my arm in front of him and try to, A, use my divine intervention, because I can do that once every 7 days.
Sure. What does that do?
So, beginning at 10th level, you can call on your deity to intervene on your behalf when your need is great. Employing your deity's aid requires you to use your action. Describe this distance you seek and roll percentile dice. If you roll a number equal to or lower than your priest level, your deity intervenes. The GM chooses the nature of the intervention. The effect of any priest or cleric spell or cleric domain spell would be appropriate. Any level.
Yep.
If your deity intervenes, you can't use this feature again for 7 days. So basically, I'm asking my god Arum to smite Draghiscu down where he stands at the gates of a holy ground. So basically, I want to use a super powerful ray of light to destroy him.
Excellent.
Okay. Unfortunately, this will be my action, and I have to roll underneath my priest level, so I basically have a 1 in 10 chance. I believe I'm at level 10, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a level 10, so I got a 1 in 10.
You got to get 10 or under.
I wonder if it's even worth it. Maybe I could get advantage. Is that possible, guys?
Do you have any points?
I think you know what? I don't even think this is something I should be able to get advantage on because this is like the Hail Mary pass kind of thing.
You got to get under 10 on a 20-sider?
No, on a
100.
100-sider, I have to get. So it's 1 in 10. So a 10-sider I can roll basically.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you have a 1 in 10 chance. That's a
Is that
bad
the same
chance.
odds?
Yeah, it's a terrible chance.
Yeah, but if I do this, it's going to be like a level 20 spell against Draghiscu.
Well, all right, try it, I guess.
Right? It could be the Hail Mary.
Do we want to attack him? I mean, obviously I can't say it, but I still would.
The other option is that I could destroy / turn undead. Supernatural. Creatures
Well,
instantly
I can't say
destroyed.
do whatever you think is best.
Make them run away. That might be better.
Yeah.
Or at least the minions make them run away.
Okay, well, I'll try that. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense because I wanted to stop Irwin. So I'm going to jump in front of Irwin. I say, Irwin, it's not safe out there. And I say, be gone from this holy ground. And I try to turn undead to those 3 people.
Excellent.
So they have to do a wisdom saving throw against my, I believe, casting level.
That is, yeah, against your casting and saving throw.
Right. So my casting level is spell attack bonus +7, spell save DC is 15.
Alrighty, so the first minion he is going to scream in terror and runs and drafts.
Are any of them below 5th? Sorry. Any of them below 2nd level? 2nd level or lower?
So
No.
you can just destroy them.
If they're below 2nd level or lower. Yeah.
The other one turns and you can see panic and fear in its eyes. It also screams and hisses and runs off into the darkness.
And what about Draghiscu?
And Draghiscu laughs. You come here, you talk, you hunt, and you don't even know what it is you hunt. And with that, Erwin, your turn.
So what can I do as a charmed? Obviously I can't.
Well, you're not going to attack them, and you're not going to attack your friends.
But I can still talk to him. I guess
You
I
can
don't
still
know I'm
talk to them.
charmed.
Yep, you don't know your charm.
Hey guys, let's just calm down.
And there's nothing I can roll to change it. I just have to wait for it to wear off, or I have to wait for him to attack me?
Yeah, it either wears off or he attacks you.
That's the only 2 ways?
Pretty much.
That seems odd.
You can't do like a wisdom saving throw or anything, eh?
Yeah,
No,
it seems odd.
He did, and he failed it, and that's why he's charmed.
Because realistically, then you would never, the person would never really lose the charm, because you can only charm at a combat anyway, right? Are you sure it's not if I get attacked, like by anybody?
No, it says it is charmed by you until the spell ends, or until
What's the
you,
duration
meaning
on the spell?
Draghiscu, or his companions do anything harmful to you.
If my companions do anything harmful to you?
No. Yeah,
meaning
if Draghiscu cast it, so it's until he or his companions do something harmful to you.
What's the duration of the spell? We don't
1
know
hour.
that.
An hour. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, then I will talk, and I will say, Draghiscu, do you not... Well, now you scared them away, so I don't, I don't know what to say. And I will kind of hold my hands up to either party and say, Hold, Nietzsche. That's not why we came here. Draghiscu is a friend. Draghiscu can be trusted. That seems so... Even charmed sounds silly, but... There's no reason that we can't reach an amicable solution. Everyone needs to stop. He did not draw first blood, and neither will we. Draghiscu, now we are on even ground. We know you are powerful, more powerful than 3 of us combined. To come with 2 other creatures was unnecessary. We are now even. Let us speak as friends. What do you wish to have? What is your goal? How can we help?
Alrighty. Enti, what are you doing?
I'm just looking at Erwin like, what? And I turn to Nietzsche and I say, did I miss something?
Alright.
Nietzsche, did I miss something?
Yeah, I mean, I'd speak up if I'm allowed to talk. Are we allowed to talk kind of freely?
Yeah,
I'll give you just a couple words.
He's been charmed.
Because remember, this all happens at the same time. Even though you take turns, it all happens at the same time.
Right.
I watched Draghiscu charm him. He's under his control.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. And I take a step back and disappear out of view from Draghiscu.
Excellent.
Good old.
And Draghiscu looks directly at you, Nietzsche. Looks directly at you.
Okay.
And he says, Savoir, cool, abattoir. And then you see him disappear.
Do I feel any different? And do I understand that language at all?
That's a good question. What languages do you know?
All of them. Where are my languages? Language common, Agrathorian, and Turkish.
Okay, well, it's none of those. And
Is
you
it
know
derived
that
from one of them?
historically you would know that Draghiscu would obviously speak Mason, he would speak Shazian, and he would possibly speak Turkish.
Did it sound
There was
like
none
he
of
was
those.
like casting a spell? Because I'd probably recognize something like that.
You can do an Arcana check.
Yeah, I will quickly do that, please. So that is 14.
Okay, it was not a spell.
Is it a curse?
Yeah, I get one of those back.
Okay, and as he disappears, and the shadows come forward.
Shit. I quickly close the door and try to get us inside. It's not gonna really help.
So let's go from there. What would you like to do? Would you like me just to? Actually, I can just put them at the bottom. So, keeping in mind, Erwin, that Draghiscu is your best friend.
Well, he's a friend. I wouldn't go best.
Oh no, you're besties.
That's
You're gonna have
Justin.
like the little broken heart pendant.
He's a friendly acquaintance. I'd say he's about on the same level as Nietzsche. But he's not fighting us. It's something else, right?
Yes. Yeah, he
I
is
would still
disappeared.
fight.
However, you know that the shadow demons are with him, which means it's
I don't think
the
that
charm would break off. Oh, you don't think so?
No.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say that you wouldn't attack them. I'm like, no. I think I would attack them. Because like,
Yeah.
if Enti's friends came up to me in a bar and started being at me, I wouldn't be like, well, you're friends with Enti, therefore you're cool. It's okay. Okay.
Okay. So,
So Nietzsche first, then?
Yep. Nietzsche first. What are
I
you
feel
doing?
like someone else should go because I just went.
No, because we're back at initiative.
Well, I did. When I was slinking into the shadows, that was a
Into the
different
church.
wording for a
Again,
hide.
I just
roll.
closed the doors, right?
Yeah.
I closed the doors and I tried to get in. I barricade them as best I can.
With Erwin outside.
No, I pulled.
Because he stepped out.
Oh,
I
can
stepped out.
can I-
Yeah, you stepped towards Draghiscu.
Well,
Oh,
I
no.
thought I went between them on my action.
Yeah. Even as a friend, I wouldn't have walked out with those ghouls out there.
No, he said, "Come to me," and you walked towards him because you did not fear him. That's why I'm just clarifying. You're waiting for Erwin to get in.
Okay, so no, because on my action I went in front of Erwin to cast.
Yeah.
I didn't,
Right.
So,
So
I'm
you're
out
both
there
out.
with them. Yeah. So
Right.
I will shove him back in to try to close the doors.
Okay, yeah. And
Okay.
I'll go back in.
And you would have no reason not to be shoved at this point.
I would
Right.
walk.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna shove him in and say, "Enti, close the doors," basically.
Enti, are you still anywhere near there?
Well, I was thinking about hiding, but I never got a chance, so I'm still standing there.
Well, I knew that's what you wanted to do because you were at the threshold. You never left. You said you slink away.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I assumed that you had went off and went, yeah, I'm just going to be over here by the holy water bathing. Or something.
Well, I mean, I was picturing myself close, but I will run. I will run to the doors and close them.
All right. So there you are, inside. And you can hear the screeching outside and the clawing at the doors.
My goodness, that didn't go very well at all. Erwin, are you all right?
It did. So the charm spell is broken?
Yes.
So I now know I was charmed.
Yes.
And I say, he charmed me, you're right, Nietzsche. Feel like a fucking idiot. That man is a piece of shit. No, hold on. I say ashamed, like, he cast a spell on me, I was charmed. I'm sorry. You're right. Maybe talking to him accomplished nothing.
Well, we did find out his intentions are what might have been the most predictable, was that he wants to take over Shaz. And I think
found nothing out. It was a waste of time.
Whole time, Mike, I want to be trying to draw those runes that I recognized from before that I etched, and just try to barricade, because I'm afraid this is an unsafe zone. But just try to do that. So as they're talking, I'm doing this. And I'm saying, Kipling, Draghiscu is a very powerful man. The fact that we were able to resist as long as we had is something remarkable. And there's no shame in that.
There's much shame in it. We should have attacked. We should have sneaked into the castle. We should have done any number of things.
I wouldn't say that it is a complete loss, and I'm not just trying to console you, but now we do have more vital information about him. Yes, Nietzsche is right. We did survive, and now we know a little bit about what he can do and what his minions were like. Erwin, I saw you were eyeing them up and down. Did you learn anything about them as you were talking?
I tried to know your enemy, but I guess I couldn't have used it, could I have?
No, I would let you. Yeah, absolutely. Because you're charmed, why wouldn't you?
So
you just did it on the minions, I guess, and not.
No, I would have done it on Draghiscu. That was my intention.
What 3 things do you want to know?
I wanted to know his current hit points, if they're inferior or superior to mine.
Or superior to yours?
You don't even know mine. Oh God. Okay.
Are you at 79?
His armor class.
I will give you 2 in this case. His armor class is 13, but he does have a damage reduction of 3.
Okay. And that's it. I think I just get to learn. Yeah, 2 of the following. So that's what we got: armor class and hit points. Because everything else would have been higher or lower, and those are the 2 that we're probably going to be doing the most damage to. Okay. And we also know that he is not willing to see reason. You're right, Enti. Or you're right, Nietzsche.
Erwin, it's not that he can't see reason. It's just his reason in his mind is he wants something, he can take it.
He is not an honorable man, as I thought. He is truly gone from whoever he once was. And I will remember this if the time comes that my blade, that he is on the end of my blade. I will remember that he did not show us any respect. Now, are they coming into the doors, or are we just, like, waiting?
No, you can hear them, like, scratching and stuff like that, but they're not coming in.
Okay.
Do a religion check there, Nietzsche.
I imagine successful. 22.
Okay. So you do know that it's probably the fact that you're in the church that's keeping you alive right now, because shadow demons can pass through walls.
Right. I share this information. I think we're only safe in the church.
And it's a good thing we decided to meet here. Now, he did say something of interest, as Erwin starts perking up, stops blaming himself. He did say something. He referred to himself as a what, didn't he? He said, you don't know what you're dealing with. Not who but what. Would that imply that he might not have been a vampire?
I was taking it as just the Legion, the Legion that he has created, as the what.
But he said what he is. You do not know what he is, I believe. Is that correct, Mike? Is that what he said?
I don't remember. Good thing we've got it on YouTube. We can replay it.
Then clearly it wasn't that important.
It actually might be for what you're discussing, though.
Okay.
So I speak up. I think he's saying we're out of our depth. We know not the evils that are the power that he's capable of.
Can I roll something on that with that knowledge that I've picked out?
He said you don't even know what it is you hunt.
Yeah, that.
Yes.
Meaning that, yeah, I mean, we've expected vampires. Is he inferring something else? Is there something I could roll insight maybe on that? I don't know. I mean, just trying to think. I mean, we know he got staked and died. Is he back as something else? No?
I guess you're alone here, Erwin.
What? No, I was asking you.
It was, yeah, I thought he was asking
You can't ask me that. I can't tell you that.
No, I said, can I roll insight on it?
Oh, sure.
So 15 plus 4, 19.
It very well could be that he's not what you think, as he didn't even flinch at the turning of undead.
Right.
Didn't even phase him.
He might not be undead? Interesting. I guess we never checked him in a mirror, did we? Damn it. Would have been.
Well, that is interesting, though.
Oh, where's Danu, by the way?
Sorry, yeah, he would have run off when everyone else ran off. Or hobbled off. But just back at his house.
Interesting. Well, and I turn to Nietzsche as Enti's in the shadows, and I say, I think that was key. I think what? Did you notice how he didn't even flinch when you cast the demons aside, the undead?
I feared that was just because he was so powerful, but now that you mention it, even if he could resist it, it should have affected him in some way.
I think perhaps we could be dealing with something very powerful. The history recalled that he was... Yes, that he was killed. He was staked. So perhaps at one point he was a vampire, but now
he's something more.
He's something completely different. The imp he summoned was also from the demon world. Perhaps the spirit of Draghiscu himself has been merged with something else. Either way, you were right, Nietzsche. This was a waste of time, and I think hopefully we haven't missed our chance. What do you think should be our next course of action?
Well, it's just a matter of time before we wait till day, because that's the only time we can move as it is. If we strike in his castle in a full front attack, we are bound to die. We need to draw him out again. I think that was our opportunity to fight, and we need to learn a way to stop him from disappearing, turning back to mist. We need to trap him in a place that we can fight him.
Agreed, but if he's not a vampire, then we might need to figure out what he is first. Because if we know what he is, we might be able to trap that.
Yeah. He's of the Fae, and we know that.
Do we?
Well, yeah, because anything magical in this world would be considered that.
Wouldn't
so it might not be... well, because of the world that we're in, everything else, magic, all that stuff is kind of the Fae now.
So he charmed.
Yeah, and the fact that he turned to mist and disappeared.
Right.
Now, those other two that were with him were clearly undead, probably vampire spawn. So wouldn't that indicate that he's a vampire?
It seems like it. And he very well could be. It was the what that caught me off guard. Okay, so your plan. Back to your plan. You want to...
If we prepare some sort of arena that we can meet him where he can't run away, and perhaps we can beat him. I don't know.
Then let's do that. Where do you suggest we make it?
Why not call him out on his own grounds?
Very well. We'll march.
We go during the daytime, we march on the castle, and during the day we prepare the grounds that we can fight him on. If a vampire walks over a rune to hold him, without him knowing, he will stop and be forced to stay there.
All right, and you know such a room?
Yes, and I believe that the information we seek is inside this temple, and we can find some of that knowledge here.
Perfect. So I'll roll investigate and see if we can't find that. Investigate. 12.
You find the room where all the scrolls and everything are kept. All the knowledge. You find the library.
Okay. And then I roll again.
Because, again, you didn't know where it was in the first place.
Righto. So now it's going to be 23 as I look for the specific one.
Yes. And it doesn't really surprise you that they do have a lot of knowledge booked away on vampire lore and fighting vampires. Yeah, it's an audiobook, because that keeps everything easy.
The vampire is one of the most elusive creatures.
Chapter 3. Knowing the
There you go. So you find the right book. So what I would like each to do would be, you can decide whether it's an intelligence check. It'll probably all be about the same for an arcana check or a religion check to see if you can figure out how you make that rune.
Okay.
Because it's one thing to read about it and then see a picture. It's another one to say, yeah, I can
it's
do that.
the same roll for me either way, so I will do religion check. Oh, nice. 23.
Yeah, no problem. You're like, oh, psh, easy peasy.
Okay, do I know
Circles,
the nature of the
squares,
traps and how they work? How do they work?
It's basically just the same as with the Devil's Trap for the imp.
Yep.
You have to, you can do it on a ceiling, you could do it under a rug. You just make that symbol, and if it gets in that radius, it's stuck. It can walk in without knowing, but all of a sudden it'd be like, hey, I can't go anywhere from here.
Yeah. So we know that. Okay. I mean, Enti, are you in agreement that this is the best mode of action? I mean, we need to bring him out, we need to trap him, and we need to destroy this demon.
Right. I think that the best course of action is learning as much information about him as possible. Speak to the townspeople. He already knows we're here, so we can only expect it. And try to discover his weaknesses. How was he defeated in the first place? Can we repeat that? Can we make it so that it lasts forever? Can we just destroy his coffin? Can we find his coffin? That's what we need to know.
So, Mycl, it's an hour away to the, and we have horses, so we could do that probably in 15 minutes, right?
Yep.
Okay, so here's what we do. We leave in the morning, dawn. Okay, the sun is up. We're protected. We go and we.
Okay, as you exit the church.
Oh, I'm just talking this to these guys, but yeah, this is good. No.
As you exit the church and you're talking about what you're going to be doing, you see Danu's body, pieces of it strung all throughout the road.
Who?
Just ripped to shred. Danu.
Oh, of course.
This is what happens when you. Anyways, I don't even acknowledge it, and I say we need to find out.
I know. It was a bad call. I'm sorry. And I walk ahead.
Okay, and I keep talking to Enti. We need to go and scout out the castle, as you say, get more information, and then we can decide where the best place to trap Draghiscu and fight him. We need to destroy this demon. We need to find a safe place for us to do it.
And maybe, do we include the townsfolk at all anymore? I feel like the sheriff might know some valuable information about the castle, but if he ends up like our friend Danu here, I don't think I will feel too good about it.
I think time is of the essence, and if we move now during the day, we can still be back here in safety before nightfall.
But we don't even know where we're going in the castle.
We don't need to go into the castle yet. I don't want to fight Draghiscu in the castle if we can help it.
You just want to discover more.
We haven't even seen the castle. We haven't even know what it looks like.
Right. I'm saying that the sheriff, of all people, might know the castle the best out of all of us.
And so you can go and talk to the sheriff if you want. I'm going to go see the castle with my own eyes.
Erwin?
I will follow your leads.
Right. Okay. And tell you what. Do we have a map of the town?
Yep. I think Harlan can bring it up, right?
Yes.
I don't do well with the screen sharing and stuff.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, Vandenberg, here we go.
So we don't have to worry about the shadow demons anymore?
It's daytime.
Not normally in the daytime.
Oh, it's daytime. Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave the safety of the temple.
Daytime.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Well, I point out, like, all we have to do. I think that the sheriff lives at 13, right?
Yeah.
That's on the way to the castle. Either way, castle's to the north, correct?
No, the castle's down here, I believe. 15.
And if we, yeah.
If it will take 5 minutes tops, but we might be able to gain some valuable information.
Okay, can I read Enti to see if he's stalling out of fear to go to the castle, or if I believe him to be doing it in a wise way? Like, do I get the impression that Enti, you know, after he saw Draghiscu, he kind of wanted to hide a little bit, and now he's stalling almost to go to the castle. So I'm going to just roll an insight on him to see if that is what's going on. Justin, not to say that your character is, but I just think it's in character. So perception check, is that what it is?
It would be insight.
Okay, so 13.
What, rolled against my deception?
No, not necessarily. Are you...
Performance?
Yeah, so you can metagame with Justin here and ask him.
Are you trying to avoid going to the castle?
You can tell that Enti is a little frustrated because he tends to be a very thorough person. He really likes to know his lines before he goes onto the stage. So the more information he can have about a stage, a setting, a play that he is going to be doing, the more he likes to prepare. And it's the same with all of his burglaries that he did when he was younger. He would prepare, he would scout out the place before, and like get handheld maps, go see the place itself, so that he could really set himself up for success. So he's a little frustrated that it hasn't been that the last night went the way it went, and now, you know, we should be getting more information based on that.
I hear Enti. I say, Enti, I'm not saying we don't go to the sheriff's. We do go to the sheriff's. But the best thing the sheriff can give us is a drawing, a map, something.
Right.
Why not see it for ourselves, so at least we understand when we come back? We can discuss it with him.
Because if we have the map with us, even if it doesn't make sense to us now, it might make sense when we're at the castle. We do not have that advantage without it.
Okay.
All right. To the sheriff's.
So we go to the sheriff's and we knock on the door.
All right. And it takes a little bit, but Andra opens the door. Gentlemen, it is good to see you again. What brings you in on such a sunny day?
No time for pleasantries. We have to speak with the sheriff right away.
Yes, right away. Come in.
Thank you.
And you walk in, and again, it's a very simple abode. There's like fire pit in the middle, very simple table with like rain barrels basically made into chairs, and his bed. And you can actually, yes, it's Popovich, yes, Papadopoulos.
Okay, all right. So he looks like he's been cleaning up a little bit.
Yeah, and you actually see he's right now. He's pulling the ropes on the bed, because that's how they secured the bed mattress. Right. Which is where the saying "sleep tight" comes from, because you could adjust the ropes like the slats on a bed.
We learned so much from these games.
This and pottage.
Pottage, yes. All right.
Two big takeaways.
So
he says, gentlemen, good to see you. What brings you in today?
Sheriff Popovich. It's good to see you're doing well. How long have you been? How long have you been the sheriff of this town?
Oh, not very long. Only since last sheriff disappeared.
Right. Any word on what happened to that sheriff? Have we already asked him? Is this
no, this is your first time.
Oh, okay.
Because before he was sick, right?
Mhm.
He says, roughly 2 months I'll be sheriff.
2 months. That's
2 moons, yes.
okay. And the last
But
sheriff just
shortly, just little bit before or shortly after the first boy Eugene go missing.
I didn't know
And
that.
then we find his body strewn across the road.
So this is the sheriff. The old sheriff was caught or killed that long ago, 2 months ago.
Well, we still not know. He's not
Oh, he's
be
gone.
found.
Right, and I look at Nietzsche. This is kind of new information, I think, for me, unless they already mentioned it. But I say, regardless, you are likely one of the most knowledgeable people of this area. Do you happen to have a map of the castle, or know where we might be able to find one?
A map of castle. I have not, but I could possibly make one for you.
You know all the ins
I
and
know
outs
a
of the
little
castle?
bit. I never been inside all. Little bit when I go visit old sheriff.
The old sheriff lived in the castle?
Yes, it was what we were supposed to do.
And who was working? Who was the old sheriff working for?
Well, as sheriff, we report to Edward III. It is our job. We are his sheriffs.
So, of the castle, the sheriff was the highest ranking person.
Yes, as now that leadership falls to me.
Right.
Unfortunately, it would seem that leadership really falls to Draghiscu.
And you guys didn't know about Draghiscu when you were working together, correct?
That is, yes.
All right. But the last sheriff gave you extensive training and knowledge about the castle?
A little bit. I could just go, he's a pretty private person.
I pull Anti aside and I say, perhaps we should use him as a. We should share the information about the list of people who are working with Draghiscu. Perhaps it's beneficial that at least the sheriff, someone we can trust, knows that information also.
Right. I agree, Nietzsche. All right. Well, first off, yes, if you could draw a map for us, that would be wonderful, Sheriff Popovich. Of everything you know, I want to know about windows. I want to know about sewer entries. Anywhere that the castle can be entered, I want to know about it. Can you do that?
I will do best I can, yes.
Good. And a second thing, we found this list. And I keep it with my hand down on it. And I look down and I say, before you look at this list, I need to know. And I need you to be aware that if you do get involved, there is a good chance that you will not survive, Popovich. This is dangerous dealings. We are dealing with a very, very vicious, violent individual that if he found out that any of the townsfolk were working with us, he would probably have you killed. Do you want to take on this responsibility?
I understand what it is you say. And he turns and he looks at Andra. It is time that you go to Mason and seek refuge there. I cannot lose you, Andra. You must do as I say. And you can see she just kind of nods and starts to cry, but you know, keeps strong as she can, and just begins to pack.
All right.
Are you guys?
He says, you know, and he goes in and goes under the bed and pulls up a little box, and he says, this will be enough to get you started a new life there, and I will come find you, Andra. And they take a moment and they embrace, and he kisses her brushes back the hair from her ears, because you do that sort of thing.
And I looked
And
at
you can see that she actually breaks down at this point with her head in his chest, and you can see her trembling.
And I looked at Nietzsche and Erwin. How are they reacting right now?
Erwin's actually looking out the window, a bit despondent and distracted, and I kind of look back for a second.
I walk over to. Actually, I think I would address the fact that Erwin is acting this way. I really actually don't care that much about the interaction between the man and the woman, being that I've not really lived that long in civilized society. But Erwin, who's my companion, I do care about, because something's clearly up. And I walk over to him. Erwin, what's gone into you? How come you're so despondent? You're not even engaged anymore in our task.
Despondent is my word, okay?
You didn't say it out loud.
Our word.
Harlan said
I
that.
say it. I'm despondent, guys. No, Erwin kind of looks back from the window and he says, "No, the task is more important than ever."
Do you feel that you risked it could have been any of us, Erwin. I could have been charmed. Enti could have been charmed. We needed to find out if it was Draghiscu or just rumor. Anyways, we found out a great deal thanks to...
It wasn't just the charming. Both of you put up walls when I suggested the plan. You both thought it was a bad idea, and it was. Danu is now dead. We know nothing more than we did.
Danu was a traitor and a demon consort.
Doesn't matter. He was a contact, and we could have used him for a lot more information. I made a bad decision. I forced myself into the leadership role of this group, and I won't do it again.
Erwin, I act brashly, and I believe that if it wasn't for your influence, I might have risked the party back at the inn many times. We need your input. We need your guidance. You're Erwin Kipling. You've been in many battles before. I fight alone. I don't know what it's like to fight alongside fellow companions. We need you on this team.
And I am on this team. I just won't be leading it. And with that, I walk out of the house in a dramatic way.
Okay.
And then I walk over to Enti, and I sit down at the table beside, and I say, "Teenagers." I sit down beside.
He'll get over it.
And Popovich turns to you both, looks at it, and he says, "Please, give us some time. I will do as you ask and make you map. But first I must see that my wife is safely off and make sure she has everything she needs."
And I look at Nietzsche, and you can tell Enti's tense because he just wants it done now. Listen, Sheriff, she will be on her way today, but we need this map, and it is not of the... It is of the danger of the entire town.
Understand your words, but I will not put this map before my wife.
Very well. All right. Well, I won't try to convince you otherwise, then. It is your decision.
The more you blabber, the longer it will take. If you wish, you can help.
Sure. How can we help you?
Do you know how to get horses ready for the trip?
We have horses already ready.
Then we'll get them.
And I stand up and I walk out.
Okay.
And I follow.
All right. And what are you doing, Erwin? You just see the other guys walking
He's
the door?
throwing
Where were
rocks and kicking them and stuff.
I was going to say, actually, I am. But I'm playing with Rogue. I'm tossing a stick, and I'm going.
Well, you had left Rogue at the inn.
Yeah, I called him over.
Right, because you went. Yeah, but you're far from the inn. You went right from the church.
Yeah, he got it.
Sheriff.
He's just, him. He's like.
Yeah, no, he's at the inn.
Fine, I'm gone. Then I walk towards the inn to get Rogue.
There you go.
Cut me
That's
right out, Mycl.
That's where we're going anyway, so I'll meet you there.
Perfect. And when they get there, I'm playing up front with Rogue.
There you go. So, Auntie, you make your way to the inn to find Erwin on the front steps playing with Rogue.
Ah. You couldn't have played with him outside of the mayor's house, could you?
No, for some reason I couldn't. Some goddamn mystical fucking being didn't let me.
All right, and we fill Erwin in on what's going on, and Enty's frustrated. He understands that what this man is going through, but at the same time, he also is like, wow, but the severity of the situation, can't you just draw it now and then she can go afterwards? But whatever. He's kind of peeved.
And as I'm playing with Rogue, I without looking at them, I say, so what's the next step? What are we doing now?
This whole time, I walk over as they're talking to me, and I grab my horse and I untether it. I say, in order to get the map, we need to help the sheriff's wife get away more promptly, so I'm bringing her my horse to help this.
What is the map of?
The map will be the map of the castle. Hopefully give us enough detail maybe to aid us in trapping Draghiscu so we have a fair fight.
Or even just give us a little bit more information or a touchstone so that when we scout out the castle, we have an idea of what we're looking at.
Very well.
So I'm walking the horse back.
And we're waiting for the map.
What's that?
I said, and we're waiting for the map. Enty, why not just take it? You're used to taking things, are you not?
No,
You don't have a map
he has
yet.
to draw it first.
Ah, I see. Very well.
So I bring the horse to the sheriff's office.
Yep.
The sheriff's house.
I'll go
And
with
by
you.
then he's got she is packed, and he nods at you as you walk the horse up, and once it's settled, he lifts her into the saddle, packs the saddlebags,
I slap that horse's ass. Yeah.
and she falls off as she side saddle. He goes, "Please, Mr. Nietzsche, understand it is Andra's first time that far out of village. Is there anything she must know?"
If she's going to whatever the inn was called, just
It was the Fang and Fiddle.
yeah, the Fang and Fiddle is run by demons, by vampires. I doubt they will harm her beyond feeding for the stay for the night. If she's willing to do that, she will be safe there. But I would push on till morning. I see no reason why the demons should follow her.
You understand what he is asking, Andra? And she nods. If it is what you must do, it is what you must do. I will find you, my love. And
Is
she
there
rides off.
Is there some place I know of that I could have suggested for her to stay?
No, because there really was. There was like they've timed it because of the history of vampires. They tied it so you can get there, before sundown, and then the next one is before sundown, and so forth, right?
But I'm pretty sure I told her to ride all night, which might not be a good idea.
That may not be a good idea, but she will.
Yeah.
And her blood is on your hands.
Meh.
Or don't run all night. Do what you want.
Either one!
But now you know they're vampires.
All right.
Can we get to the map now, Popovich?
Yes.
You feel like I'm talking like Papa Smurf or something. I know it's Popovich, but it's
Get to the map, Papa Smurf.
Hey,
Popovich.
Popovich!
Popovich.
So, what do you wish me to draw with?
We
You know,
Go
a
ahead.
fucking pencil.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what kind of sheriff are
yeah,
you?
I walk into his chicken coop and I grabbed a quill and come back in. And I
Okay.
cut it. Here. And for ink, we'll use I don't know, cut his hand open.
I've got stuff. I've got pen and parchment.
Yeah, and I think I do too.
Perhaps you could go talk to Danu and get some ink and paper off.
Danu is dead, and that's part of what we want to talk to you about.
Danu?
All right. That's why this is so dangerous. It is good that you got Andrew out of here, because Danu is dead. And there are villagers who are turning into vampires like yourself. So let's get inside. Let's talk. And I will fill you in on the situation.
When they left, just after they left the inn, and I was out front playing with Rogue, I waited for maybe 5 minutes. And after a second, feeling again very responsible for Danu's death and the decision-making last night and no longer wanting to lead, I decided upon myself, and I stood up and I headed with Rogue towards the castle to scout it out a bit.
Alright. Did you take your horse, or did you walk it?
It's an hour for a limping man, so I'm sure I could hoof it in...
It's like an hour and 20 minutes for a limping man. That's why it was longer.
So I could hoof it in 30. No, I guess I'll take the horse then.
Okay.
Far enough away. Once it's on the horizon, I just want to kind of do it.
Yeah, no problem. The road itself winds, because again, it is a hilltop fort. So you're winding in and out of the Imogen forest as you're going into higher ground. And you can see the castle as you're getting like on the high peaks as it stands above. And already, like from this distance, you can tell there's a mixture of architecture between it being, it looks like it was originally Turkish, and then built on Mason, and then finished off with Shazian architecture, different sections. It's not huge by any stretch of the imagination. You can see it does look like there's only the one main castle gate in, based on the hill. There may be some sewers and that sort of thing that drain out from where you are. You can't see. There's one main watchtower. Perhaps it looks like the top of a church or something else.
All right. I'm going to, from the distance I'm at right now, I'm going to take a look at what I can around and slowly and moving closer. Just basically investigate roll, I guess.
Yeah.
For a very, very low roll.
Well, again, historically, because you have a military background.
Yeah.
So you can see that they chose a good spot to build the castle. You feel like from that watchtower you'd be able to see Vandenberg, even though back when it was built, Vandenberg didn't exist.
Yeah.
Because it is the highest of the hills. And you can now see that, again, there's the one watchtower, there's definitely a church, and probably what looks to be a stables and a barracks, and one main keep.
Okay. And then I'm going to get off my horse with Rogue.
Get off your high horse?
Get off my high horse with Rogue, and I'm going to start walking up towards the castle.
Okay.
Is there any blind spot from approaching the castle from the tower? I can roll an insight or investigate.
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't you try that?
Natural 20.
Nice! Nice. You think there could be. And if you remember, the imp did actually talk about a back way in.
Yeah, so I'm going to head up the way that I think there is a blind spot.
Yep.
To see as close as I get to the castle until I'm touching it. And the whole way I'm very hesitant, and every once in a while I kind of turn back, thinking about my friends, and again feeling responsible, and I turn back and I continue heading up. And when I reach the castle walls, is there what the imp described?
Not necessarily, because the imp talked about a place for the coaches to go, the carriages and that sort of thing, and that would be inside the walls. Okay. But it does look like there are, because the castle is basically, it's not maintained, there are cracks and crevices that perhaps if you worked a little you could pull enough away to work through. The imp probably fit through easily. It's the size of a cat.
Yeah, and I look down at Rogue, and I bend down, and I kind of pet him. Does he look big enough to fit in?
He's a big dog. He's basically the same size you are.
Yeah. Okay, jump back to them for a second. I gotta think.
Okay. Alrighty. So, you guys, what are you doing? You heading off on to Danu's?
Well,
Do we have a map yet?
No, he doesn't have anything to make a map with.
Well, we don't wait. Wouldn't I have stuff?
yeah, like
On your horse that you just gave away, or back at the inn?
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't give her my stuff.
I keep a diary on me. Can I say that I have like a diary that I write poetry?
Unless
in?
this is one of those things that like needs to happen.
No,
Okay.
absolutely. You guys, I believe you said you took all your stuff into the inn anyway.
Right.
But you would have your stuff because you were preparing possibly for battle anyway.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So
Well, I
you
also
can
have my
whatever you
tome
want.
on me, right? Because I'm a caster.
Yep. So you still would need ink of something.
Well, like I said, can I not have like a diary, like something that I write
Absolutely.
poetry
Yeah.
in?
Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
I just go and kill a chicken and we'll use the blood.
Well,
I don't know.
Resort to that.
We'll say
It's done,
Empty
Harlan.
has,
It's done, Justin. It's already done.
All right. Well, use the chicken blood. I get to save my ink.
So after a little bit, he really doesn't get you much. He gets you basically the castle walls, and he marks a spot that says Old Barracks. He marks the church. He marks the stables. He marks the courtyard, and he would mark that there's stairs going in. How much would he know here? Let me see. So he'd know there's a small front foyer, and as you go in the front foyer, essentially there's stairs that go up right away to the second floor. Then there's a hallway. He marks that there's a door immediately to the left, which he says is the reception room, which is where he would normally meet with the what's his name? The past sheriff, Elikel.
Ah, okay. Now, this is kind of metagame, but does he write anything about that back entrance that Erwin was looking at?
No, he does not.
Oh, okay. So, looking at the map, does ND get a sense of where the best place to enter would be?
Well, again, you would remember that the imp talked about a back way as well, and you can see that the back way would go, it looks like from what the imp talked about and from the map, it looks like it would go essentially to the back of the keep,
Right.
and then possibly that's where the carriages went in.
Right. All right. Well, this is everything you know. Do you know where the crypts might be? Where would we find those?
The crypts would
Well, usually
be...
there's some sort of mausoleum.
possibly bottom of church, or more possibly in cellar of keep is traditionally what Shazians did to show that the importance of the home.
Right. And the cellar is marked on the map?
I have never been down there.
Hmm.
I'm not knowing how to get down, but I understand there used to be carriages that go down and around the back way.
Right.
So maybe stairs from there up to main floor.
Okay.
And that seems like a good place as any to keep. I mean, that's where we could attack during the day.
Sounds like a plan.
We just
Yeah.
they would be guarded, obviously, but I think we could potentially
I think
take
so.
it.
I think so too. I think we should bring this to Erwin, and before we do, I hand him the list, and I say, this was the list we were talking about before. There are people with check marks on this list, and these are people that have agreed to feed their blood to Draghiscu to keep him alive. In
It
your
was
wisdom,
disgusting.
I agree. I'll leave it in your hands as sheriff to decide what the best course of action is with these people. If they're taken into custody or if they're trying to be convinced otherwise, it's up to you. But, like I said, be careful. As soon as Draghiscu catches word that you are trying to get in the way of his progress, I think he will come and take you down.
Shit, I should have suggested giving the girl the poultice. But I already gave mine away. Anyways. Cool. Hindsight.
Call your horse.
Come on back.
All right. Well, let's go check on Irwin and get him. And I think that
yes, his
time as any.
Military training will definitely come in handy. I just hope he's still out there playing with Rogue.
All right. So so I'm still at that wall.
Yep.
And am I near the back of the castle or the front of the castle? Sorry.
You'd be at the back of the castle.
Okay. Do I see the doors that the imp was talking about, the entrance to the back or whatever?
No, because you're still on the outside of the wall. You
Yeah.
would have to start pulling away the little bits of the wall that have crumbled to fit through.
I see. Let me do a perception, I guess, a bit of a listen and sort of a look kind of through
Okay.
to see what. That's nothing. No, I don't see that.
Yeah.
So.
And again, you can hear it because you're on the hill. You got the sound of the wind. There's trees rustling down below.
Yeah.
As well as it sounds like the wind going through possibly the watchtower and stuff, making weird noises.
Is it a bright, beautiful day?
It is a bright, beautiful day.
How long would it take me to clear out these stones?
I don't know, a couple minutes.
So I'll take them out.
Okay.
As I talk to Rogue, kind of like, I think it's a good idea if we take a look alone. And
Fair enough.
well, again, because Irwin's feeling like he's been making bad decisions. So when the stones are clear, I'll just take a perception look in behind with a natural 20.
Nice.
2s and 20s.
Okay, so looking at
He's gonna come back and be like, Draghiscu's dead.
Yeah.
I rolled a few 20s, things happened.
okay, so you can see the back of the keep, and it is actually smaller than you would have maybe thought when they talked about Castle Kaz and how dominating it was during the wars.
Yeah.
But right from where you are, even just through that little bit of the wall, you can kind of see over to the right. There is, it looks like, a wooden door, a pretty simple wooden door. It still looks like it's in good shape, and because you got the 20, you can actually see there is a portcullis that would drop down, if need be. You can also see two huge iron doors that you can see the top of them, and you can see that the carriages would go down.
Okay.
And definitely, the doors themselves must be almost 2 stories tall, based on how much you can see of them. And again, it would be more than likely another portcullis that would drop down if need be.
Okay. And do I see with the 20? Do I hear any movement or see any people or?
No. No. You can see again. You can see from where you are. There's over to the right. There are some windows up on the second story. On that. Yeah.
I can't see in them.
Well, you can't see it now because you're crouched in a hole in a wall, but you can see that they're there. They're not huge.
I'm thinking maybe I'll climb in.
Excellent.
Yeah, this is tough. This is so off script. Not that we have a script. It just feels so.
It's like something I would do.
Yeah, sort of, but more like you'd be like knocking on the front gate. I'm ready. Bring it on. Yeah. So no, I'll climb through,
Okay.
And as I do, I'll kind of take a look around.
Yep. And you can't see much because you got basically the back of this keep. And you can see it's 2 stories tall. The tower is probably 3 or 4 stories tall, from what you can tell. And you can see, again, where the wagon tracks that go down, but there's none that look fresh at all.
Okay, so I'm going to with a 20, I probably still would have seen stuff. So there's no sense in rolling another perception, is there?
You know what? I'll give it to you just because I'm feeling particularly generous this day. You do see the freshest tracks, which look like, again, weeks, if not months old because of rain and stuff will wash them away. It does look like there's some large clawed creature with a long tail that's headed down
to the underbelly.
Into the underbelly, yeah.
Okay. Can I see the stairs up to the highest tower?
Nope, because they would be inside the tower itself. You can see each of the 4 corners. Well, I guess you'd see the 2 back corners.
Mm-hmm.
There are rounded towers those are probably the staircases to go up to the next levels.
Okay. Then I would turn back to Rogue and tell him to sit and stay. And I think I would, I guess, head up to one of those towers.
Okay, well, there'd be no way to get into them from the outside.
Oh, no, I'm not on the inside now?
On the inside of the keep? No. No, you're inside the wall looking at the keep.
Oh, I see.
But the towers are going to be completely like...
Right.
You know what they are because of your military background. That'd be the stairs.
Right.
To access the second and
then
I
start walking it over there.
Okay, so you're heading around?
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
I don't know. Go back to them for a second. I'm trying to get in my character's mind.
So I was just imagining, Mike, if I put, like, from the gates of the castle, and I drew all those symbols along the ground in a progressively smaller V, and then just had a big stake at the end, and then had a board that had it on it, can we just force them to keep going until they stake themselves, like fish in a trap? Probably not, right?
You can always try.
I know, that's so great that we can always try.
Can always try.
So we get back to the stables, and there's no Rogue or Irwin outside. In fact, his horse is missing. As I come back and tell Auntie, his horse is gone.
What? And I was thinking that they were just inside, and they went inside the inn. So I'm like halfway in. I'm like, what?
He's gone. Irwin left us.
No, that's very unlike him.
Is it possible that... I don't know. I mean, it's strange for his horse to be gone. I mean...
He wouldn't have gone back to Mason, would he?
He didn't seem himself last time we saw him, and he was very despondent.
He was rather despondent, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's prudent that we find him. I checked to see if I see the prints, if I can track.
Okay, so the tracking is, as I was corrected by Blue Carpet Beetle, and whoever that is, that's cool. I hope Blue Carpet Beetle's one of our Facebook members.
The Blue Carpet Beetle.
I think that's what it is. Anyway, tracking is a survival check.
Nice, because I get an advantage.
Excellent.
Let's see here. Whenever you make an intelligence check or wisdom survival check related to forests, nope, not related to forests.
Okay, well, that's fine. It's still a pass because you can see, other than Andra, the freshest horse prints are going off north. Andrew would have been headed west.
Okay, so he has gone towards the castle.
It
Right,
would appear that way, yes.
I say that to Entity. It seems as he's already gone to the castle. Do you think he's still charmed?
I don't know. You would know better than I do.
I imagined as soon as we were attacked by the demon spawn that the effects would have worn off, and it's been well over an hour, and that's, as far as I know, that's the length of it. But Draghiscu could be something way more powerful than anything I know of. It's
Right.
very possible that he's gone there now to join with Draghiscu.
Well, that's where we're headed anyway, but I hope to God he hasn't done anything stupid.
What are you doing with your hands there?
I'm untying my horse, clearly.
Okay. I know. Not another chicken.
We don't need more ink!
This was so easy.
So I untie the horse, and is the horse strong enough to carry both of us?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a heavy guy.
Okay, all right. Hop
I was gonna
on.
say, neither of you wear armor, do you?
No,
Yeah. No,
just leather, not even leather.
that's fine. Again, you wouldn't want to ride for long, but, you know, an hour up the road's not bad.
All right, let's go.
All right, so I hop on
And
Okay.
we make our way towards...
to stop Irwin from joining the ranks of Draghiscu.
Draghiscu's Legion.
Excellent.
Or so you think.
Oh,
We
wait.
jumped to conclusions the whole way there.
You know what? He's probably
What if
found
you
a
did
way in.
this?
Probably saw a tower.
No reason, him.
That's your horse.
He's a little crickety in his old age.
You know,
I think
nice
his
box.
legs are broken.
Oh.
No coconut, sorry. There we go, that's pretty good. Alright,
So
so
yeah,
let's go back to you, Erwin. You're making your way around.
yeah. So I've traveled a bit, and I'll stop, and I'll
Yeah.
go back to my hole.
Oh, you're going back to the hole.
Well, yeah. Everyone on the stream seems to think I'm crazy, but I'm not playing for them, am I?
No. So I'll tell you what you can see
Sure.
before you turn back.
Okay.
You made it to the front corner of the keep.
Okay.
And from there, you can see to the left was a church. Ahead of you, there was some barracks and a stable.
Yeah.
And it looked like there were a couple tents set up in the courtyard. But you could hear the sound of people sleeping, and you could see that there were some fire pits and stuff, but no one awake at this point.
Really?
I would just like to say that I think that the most telling comment that Harlan is doing something, or that Erwin is doing something crazy, is Bob Lyle saying, Harlan Guthrie, do it. What could go wrong?
Where did
I
we
think
say
that's-
that?
Oh, that's on the comment. The comment there.
Where? Oh, I didn't
You're
see
having
that.
under Victor Brown's.
Oh, I just find all of these are like, Harlan? Plan is go back. You mean you're not thinking? That's a terrible idea. Do it. Yeah, do it. What could go wrong? Yeah, Bob.
Okay,
Bob's
at this
with me.
point, Nietzsche and Enti, you make it to as far from the main gates as you want to be.
We're looking for a way around the back.
Okay.
Around to where that part of the map and where we think the imp would have been referring to.
Would we? Are
Okay.
we looking for Irwin as quickly as possible?
That's true, actually. We're looking for signs of Irwin. That's right.
So you're going straight through, or you're going to the back?
Anywhere we can see signs of Irwin. So if we've lost any, I mean, the
Okay.
trail must
So
be hard to
again,
see.
do another survival check.
12.
Okay. Yep.
Nope.
You would find it.
A little bit more actually, but okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough. Because again, the tracks are fairly recent, and he's really the only one that's been coming and going other than.
And it appears he's gone the way that the imp had mentioned.
All
I
right.
hop back on the back of the horse because NT would be in the front because it's his.
You guys made excellent time. I got to the castle, went through that hole, and I'm down that hall. You drew a map went back to check me, rode up, and now you're where I am in the same time.
No. This is all happening in different times, like Game of Thrones. So we don't know. We could get to the back there, and you could be dead already.
I could already be the next Draghiscu.
Your head could be already off, yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, we could open the door thinking, like, oh, okay, he hasn't done anything stupid. We open the door, and there you are.
And you threw down your sword, and you walked in hands up.
Well, that's
probably a word for it.
Okay. I do want to, because I'm still around the corner, I do want to do a perception roll just to hear if I could hear how many people are sleeping. With a natural one.
There's a few.
There's everybody sleeping!
There are a few. You're going to guess by the number of tents.
Yeah.
That there's at least 20 tents.
Whoa, hold on a second. These vampires are staying in tents?
Well, that's why I'm
that
thinking
seems like the
about
most
vampires.
dangerous place to be as a vampire.
Oh, pass the steak? Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, let's throw them at each other.
Catch.
Okay.
So I kind of nod to myself. And I look back to the hole. And I look back. And I do what I came here to do. And I start taking off my armor. And I take off my sword and my shield and I hide them behind some barrels. Somewhere that I could access them, but somewhere that I don't. And from the area I came from, not the area that I'm kind of at, but so if you were walking the direction from the hole, I carve a symbol with my dagger, a symbol that NT recognizes very well, and as does Nietzsche, and it's the Star of Armin. No, it's something unique to us. The Brandy Jack symbol, yeah. That's really like well, yeah, because we're in the conglomerated world. So I carved that symbol, the three soldiers, and I put the dagger in my boot, kind of in my plain clothes, and I take one last deep breath, and I turn the corner, and walk out to the cult.
Blood.
It's a terrible idea.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's end it there tonight.
Well, that way Harlan gets a chance to play again. Well, not
one more at the beginning of next game.
Right.
Thank you all so much for being with us here on this Wednesday night. This was a blast. As always, a huge thank you to Mycl, our fantastic GM, and thank you so much to you guys, the community who comes here every Wednesday, hangs out with us, keeps us entertained, and really you guys make it all worth doing. Well, that's true. I mean, you do. You make us want to do better every time. So it's fantastic. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, I don't have much to add. Do you guys have anything to add?
Well, thank you, Mike. That was so fun.
Yeah, well done, Mike. I'm excited and interested to see what happens next week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, again, I just thank you guys for following along. You guys, as they've said, you guys are awesome, and I like that. Again, as the stream, as the Facebook group, you're donating your experience to help them out, so that I have to, and I thank you guys for also giving me some to counter that, and it's kind of a fun kind of way to play, because it definitely changes the dynamics of standard D&D or any role-playing game.
It's true. Yeah, and on that note, so I want everyone to give me as much XP next week as possible, so I can succeed at every bluff. And then pick everything that we can do to figure out exactly what the fuck's going on. Because these guys also don't know that I'm going undercover-ish, that I'm trying to, kind of go in. So they could think I've changed. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. This is nuts. I'm excited. All right. Thanks again, Mike. Thank you guys, and thank you for watching. Have a fantastic weekend. And as Chris always likes to say,
we will see you around the table.
We'll see you around the table, guys. Good night.